Base 1, this is Gold Leader. We're coming in hot. I promised the crew that we would not be late for Echo Base Network Live. Rear thrusters are engaged.
Best part right here. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, buddy.
We are here. Let's go, let's go. So I hope that everybody enjoyed the documentary. It was definitely a pleasure for us to put that together. Before we get into all that, I want to say welcome, everybody. Welcome to our mods. Welcome to our members, our subscribers, and special welcome to our guests. Nick, I'm getting a little bit of feedback when I'm talking. I don't know if it's your earbuds or what.
Probably.
So Ted, the old Star Wars nerd, sent in a $2 super chat during the documentary. He said, awesome documentary, very well done. And then Melissa Lord also sent a $2 super chat. Hail, Coach and Nick, love y'all, can't wait for the stream. So thank you so much, Ted, the old Star Wars nerd, and Melissa Ward. We greatly appreciate that. You are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. And a very special welcome aboard to Wendy Vega, who is now joined our membership family here at Echo Base Network. If all of the members would give Wendy a very special welcome. And Wendy, you are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. Nick, you want to say anything about the documentary? We got 2 more super chats to hit. Actually, let's just do this real quick. Let me highlight this. OG sends a $20 super chat. Great documentary. OG, you have no idea how much pleasure it was for Nick and I to put that thing together. Nick actually had the idea of making a special edition, and it was a brilliant idea. We got it put together, and a whole new chapter that ended on a high point, we hope. It did for you. It definitely did for us. So thank you so much, OG, for that, keeping the fires burning here at Echo Base Network with that $20 super chat. Thank you very, very much for that. And where did it go? Geeky Pixie sends a $5 super chat. She says, was such a great documentary. I ran out of tissues. Can't wait for the next one. Hail the Fandom Menace 100%. Thank you so much, Geeky Pixie, for that. And we are really looking forward to our next one as well. So again, thank you guys so much. You are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. So it's comments like this one right here that we want to point out. Fresh right in the comment meter. Not a documentary, though. It's a compilation. Certainly disagree with that. We are documenting exactly what happened from the fan perspective. So going to have to disagree with you there, Revan. All right.
Also, highlight Debbie Young's comment.
Okay.
So she said, I cried during the whole epilogue that was playing and revealing that great moment when that final episode played. It made me forget the ugliness of Disney and Lucasfilm that we're experiencing now. And that's another good reason why we release this now, because all the negativity that's going on with Star Wars and Disney right now, we figured this would kind of take people out of that and kind of, bring back what people love about Star Wars and recognize what we don't like about it on what Disney's doing, so.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another comment here, Nick. I'll let you speak on this one.
You could have easily ended the doc on the Gina debacle. We actually finished this before the Gina debacle even happened.
Yeah. Very unfortunate that happened, guys. Yeah. It's not like we finished this yesterday to get it out to you. So the Gina thing happened after this ended. We had to send this off to get narrated, get everything together, the writing process, all of that. So it's unfortunate that happened, but that's where we all come in. That's where our live show comes in. You could pop in here in just a few minutes and you could speak on the Gina debacle and the aftermath and all of that. I mean, it's got to end sometime, unfortunately. So it was definitely, Revan, I didn't mean anything bad. I was just saying I disagree with you. I hear people saying that that's not a documentary, it's a compilation, it's a clip show. We very strategically put those together to tell the story of...
Yeah, the thing is, it documents the sell of Lucasfilm to Disney. It documents the fans' love and the fans' displeasure for the sequel trilogy movies. So it is a documentary. It is a compilation of stuff that we put together to make this documentary. So you're half right and you're half wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. Well, thank you so much for all of it. The documentary was awesome. But anyways, Nick, I think it's time that we go ahead and open up with some pop-ins.
Yeah, we'll get people in here, and if everyone wants to pop in here or anybody else and talk to us about it, we're not going to hate on anybody.
No. If y'all want to come, if you didn't like the documentary, it's totally fine. Come in and tell us whatever you're thinking. So we're going to go ahead and open up the stream now. We don't have a planned stream or show tonight. It's literally welcome Super Chat roundups and pop-ins because it's everything we just did with the premiere of the documentary. So it's kind of a special night as we look back over the Disney purchase and everything that's taken place. Mike Trout sends a $10 super chat. He says, definitely is a documentary. Distinction for confused folks being it contained compilations, but was not a comp. Good job, fellas. Not documentary work. Hail Echo Base. Thank you so much, Mike Trout, for that $10 super chat. And we greatly appreciate that, man. Thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure putting that together. So you are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. And then, Nick, we got another. Matt Risman sends $14.99. He says, I don't care what you call it. It was awesome. Thank you. And we greatly appreciate that, Matt. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and start our first round of pop-ins now. So we're bringing in Ted, the old Star Wars nerd,
hey,
Geeky Pixie, Sam Aeon, Ray J's World, Dan the Man, and Valiant Renegade. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going, guys? Real quick, also to everybody in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if you watch this thing from start to finish tonight. I'm just curious how many people are here in the stream that started it from the beginning when the documentary started all the way up to you being here right now.
I'm gonna put a 1 in the private chat.
I put a 1 in because I watched it all. And I'll tell you what, it's been a while since I've watched the whole thing. Because I've seen it so many times. As a matter of fact, I saw it so many times for a while I couldn't watch it. I had to get away.
I actually came into the stream. I actually came to watch the stream right when it was in the middle of talking about Force Awakens, but I knew all that was going on. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Ted, we're going to start with you, man. What's going on? What's happening? Give us your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed the movie.
Oh hell yeah! It was a good show. Good show.
Thanks.
Glad to be here. Y'all did an excellent job as always on that. It was good to see that epilogue put together. And I have to ask, what was the name of the guy that did the voiceover for the epilogue?
His name is Demon Scythe Synthwave. He's one of our people here, one of our subscribers.
Got to get that shout out there to him.
Well, he actually popped in. I remember the very first time he popped in. Nick and I had just started writing the epilogue,
Yeah.
and when I started hearing him talk, he was. I think he was doing a Mandalorian review. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and I told him live on the air. I said, "Dude, you have a great voice." I said, "I think I might have some work for you if you're interested." And he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you."
Yeah.
And so he didn't know it was the epilogue, but yeah, it was great. We didn't want to ask Doomcock. He's
Yeah.
so busy.
Yeah.
It would have taken Doomcock months to get that done, and he would have done it, I'm sure, if we had
Yeah.
asked him. But we didn't want to ask him that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I think Demon Scythe did an excellent job on it. He did great readings on it and was really good. I could have been, when you go for a voice actor, it can go either way. They may sound good, but they may not be able to read.
yeah, that's
I've
exactly
heard,
right.
I've heard some pretty bad voice acting before, and
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great documentary, and I think you summed up real well how it came together, and everybody had so much hope, and then afterwards, just see the hope diving,
Yeah.
after you see the movies, and then you get the next movie's going to come out, and everybody's like, "Oh, maybe," and then just no, it's not. It's like a big old roller coaster.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
but-
exactly right.
And then here we are now again with what's going on. We go up one day with Luke and everything. We come down again with Pablo, and then we go. I don't know if we went back up after that. I think we've been on a downward trend ever since.
It's been down ever since after the Luke thing.
Yeah.
Ever since the Pablo thing happened with Star Wars Theory, it's
Mm-hmm.
been going down.
Yeah. But,
Pablo, the books.
oh yeah, High Republic. How could I forget about that?
Yep.
And the-
Yep.
and
It's
the
definitely
just-
been a killer,
Yeah.
and
so much hope. So much hope, and it just keeps getting dashed every time we turn around.
and we just hope they're watching.
Mm-hmm.
We hope. What a critical time for us to come together as a fandom and be heard. With everything that's happened with Gina Carano and all that, it's a very important time.
Yeah, it's good. I really hope that like you say, there are people out there that are watching these and taking notice, and hopefully they're coming here and not seeing. Yeah, we're going to bash on it, but we're not maybe going to be as negative on it as can be. We have some hope that hopefully they'll pull their heads out and get things going right.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, hopefully it'll get better.
Absolutely.
I want to give a quick shout out to Mark C that's in the chat. He's been dealing with some health issues. So hail Mark C for being
Hail,
here.
Mark C.
Hope you're feeling better, and I hope everything's going good, man.
Yeah, things are tough these days, and it's just getting worse. If we can all support each other and come together and be together and have fun, that's what matters.
That's right, man. Yep, well said.
Thanks.
Well, Geeky Pixie, what's on your mind, ma'am? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just finished watching the documentary 2 times now.
Yeah, that was your second time watching it, right?
Yep.
Yep. Well,
actually
we're glad
really
you
good.
watched it.
Yep. So what were some of your thoughts on it?
On the documentary, a lot of the things like what I saw at the movie theaters, like when everyone was all excited, acting out, that was still going on. But it's just like what when the guy said in the bathroom when everyone left, it was just quiet. It was literally that the theater was like a ghost town. People were just walking in and going. I'm like, are these robots?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was just sad.
The guy that said that was Ivan Ortega.
Yep, Ivan Ortega. I thought
Yeah,
that was who it was.
He's been a featured guest on our show, and we love Ivan. He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to get him back.
Yeah, we do. We do.
All I know Sundays he's been playing Mario Kart with Jeremy and his gang.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
me and
they're
Nick
all
are-
about that Mario Kart over
Yeah,
there.
we're
on
trying to
Sundays,
get killed
yeah.
in Dead by Daylight. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, me and Coach been on that horror gaming.
Yeah, every time you play that, I get nightmares.
Yeah, and I said horror, not horror.
Before anybody corrects you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Geeky, we appreciate you coming in and watching, and hopefully the second time around it didn't get worse for you.
I mean, I had tissues at the ready, but I didn't have enough.
It is a roller coaster of emotions. Like, I'm sitting there reading everybody's comments saying how mad they were getting. Somebody was like, I'm about to punch the monitor. And I'm sitting there thinking, just hang on. Luke's coming. And I didn't want to spoil it, but I'm like, just hang on. It's going to get better. You know.
It always gets better.
Yep. Absolutely.
Things get better before the storm.
Yes, they do.
Yep.
Well, we're going to hit these super chats real quick, and then we're going to move down to Dave Bob. Speaking of Dave Bob sends a $5 super chat. He says, great documentary. I need to feel hope, but alas. I feel you, brother. I feel the exact same way. I want to feel that positivity.
Yeah, so especially after the Gina interview that we watched with Valiant Renegade last night. That just... and that comes out tomorrow, so you guys are going to be right back down in the dumps tomorrow.
For the members of The Wire, it's out today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to pop in and talk about that, you're welcome to. We also have a $49.99 super chat from Eric Horseman. Eric says, just for the documentary alone, thank you. Roller coaster of emotions throughout. Love, hate, nausea, more hate, KK, vomit, more love, The Mandalorian, sadness, Gina Carano firing, and finally, hope. Eric, thank you so much for that very kind and thoughtful super chat.
Eric,
all of you, Eric, Dave Bob, and Matt Rissman, the last person to give us a super chat. We greatly appreciate that, guys. Thank you for your support. We are UR Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. All right, Dave Bob, give us the good word, my friend.
Well, that was a great documentary, and I want to congratulate y'all on pulling that together because the ending, while very hopeful, I'm still, devastated by what happened to this Carano. Actually, in the long run, it may be a better thing for her. She was a good fit for that crowd because there are just way too many people there that do not like people that are even a little bit conservative. And what's going on Twitter now is, in my opinion, it's just mob mentality. They have absolutely no regard for anybody anymore. They sit behind their monitors, anonymously, and they assassinate characters and they go after people because of their beliefs. And I'm pretty much through with Twitter, other than just a basis for keeping up with folks. But I try not to even read Twitter feeds anymore. I just try to keep in contact with people with it, but
just hang out in our message group, Dave Bob.
Yeah. But anyhow, enough negativity. Hopefully going forward, they get their heads out of their rectums, and I'm not real hopeful for that, but we'll stand by.
Absolutely, man. We'll watch it unfold together, and we'll call it the way that it is, man. Hopefully they're listening, so we shall see, my friend. Dan the Man, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, brother. How's it going?
We're good. This is one of the best times of the week.
So good. It's that time again, man. Those Saturdays. I look forward to it every week, brother. Every week,
good.
Man.
We're glad that you do. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So
we were tickled for everybody to watch the documentary, and hopefully people like it.
I think you guys definitely captured the journey really well. I mean, did the fans have any doubts Any private, treacherous thoughts when the sequels were announced? Perhaps, but no one said a word. Not when The Last Jedi came out, not on the way to the theater, and not when we marched right into the theater. Not a word. That's my Battlefront 2 cutscene impression.
Yeah.
But no, on a serious note, that was, I really enjoyed the epilogue part with the Jedi, the Luke. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the get you back up, you know. Absolutely.
The one critique I have is that you didn't include my scene, man. You could have-
Yeah.
Brother, if you go to Beyond the Blast Doors on season 2, episode 14, 2 episodes before the finale, you would see me on their show, and you could have got that footage next time, though.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. We'll have to check that out. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
We'd love to use that in an edit.
Yes.
Talk about the guy in the jeans.
Uh-huh.
I think you talk about the guy that was caught in the jeans.
Oh yeah, behind the camera and yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
So Dan, what were your thoughts? Since you're kind of an up and coming filmmaker and all that sort of stuff, what'd you think about the job we did on that documentary?
You know, the clips were great. I mean, you literally, I wasn't kidding when I said you captured the heart of the living shitstorm that was the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole journey was intense, man. Like, how we still have our heads together, I don't know. Oh, I know. Through love, through the Force, through compassion. And I feel like, you know, from the beginning to the, you know, capturing the hype that the fans had to their massive disappointment with the other 2 movies. I mean, that you made me want to crack my phone, you heard me, as I was watching it. But like you said, I knew better things were coming. I knew Luke was coming. I had a smile on my face the whole time. You had the different fans from all over play out too. And I never got tired of that. I could watch that all day.
Absolutely. Same. So when that Luke thing happened and me and Nick decided we were going to make that video, it was a tribute to Luke Skywalker. That's probably the edit that took us the longest amount of time to do, because that's something that as a fan we've been waiting on for so long. We wanted to make sure that we got it right.
Yeah.
You did.
So,
I mean, even adding in the Mark Hamill Twitter part really helped. And Star Wars Theories, you really tied that in well.
Yeah, and ironically, that Twitter, half of that tweet was us, like him sharing our video.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta. There's some background information here, you know, that a lot of people that watches the documentary won't get that, but that's okay.
Yeah, and the fact that he tweeted our video that was specifically titled "A Fan Message to Disney."
Yeah.
You know, that's Mark Hamill speaking without speaking. He used our video to speak to Disney without saying anything, because he probably can't say anything.
Like, how do you guys feel about that, man? That Luke freaking Skywalker shared your message to Disney and the world. Like, how's that? How do you guys feel about that?
It's surreal.
So I was on vacation when that happened, and Nick calls me. I had already gotten in trouble for being on the phone talking to Nick and Mexican Iron Man too much.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to sneak away.
Yeah.
Nick calls me and he goes, "Oh my God, dude, you're not going to
Code
believe
red. Code red.
This is code red. This is code effing red." He said, "You're not going to believe what just happened." I go, "What?" And he was like, "Mark Hamill tweeted our video." And I'm like, I swear, Dan, for 5 seconds, I couldn't even think. I was just blank.
Like
I
time
didn't.
stopped for you, right?
Yeah. Like I was just frozen. Like I didn't even know. It took me a few seconds for it to register.
Yeah,
And
I believe
so it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Those words just don't make sense when you say them. You know, you got to process it. The words are like, what? I was freaking out just seeing it for you guys. It was awesome.
And there was a explosion of attention after that, which was crazy. and it was just crazy. But
I mean-
here's the awesome thing. All that happened out of love. Like,
For sure.
we posted that video because we love that character.
Right.
And everything that happened as a result of that has just been so good. So
I mean, watching you guys go from your sad state from out of Rise of Skywalker to where you're at now, I mean, in a short amount of time too, like that is phenomenal.
yeah,
Like that
Yeah.
right there. I'm not gonna lie, Nick had me dying when he said what he said too.
hated it. That was the funniest part of the
Yeah.
documentary. Did you hear me laughing? I was the one recording him.
Yeah,
So
That was you?
Yeah, it was. I
that was right after the movie. We were
went
at
to
IHOP.
Yeah, we went to IHOP with a big group of our friends that all went to the movie together, and I'm sitting there recording, and I'm like, "What'd you think about the movie? What'd you think about the movie?" And he looks at me and goes, "Hated it," you know, and I about choked on my pancakes, man. I was dying. It was so funny.
See, I grew up watching In Living Color, like
Oh wow.
all the time. Like
Yeah.
every single week, I was watching In Living Color. I love that show, and that the movie review with them, with the Wayne's brothers and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Men's
that
on
was the first
film.
thing that popped into my head when Coach was going around asking everybody.
Yeah.
And I already knew that I was going to do it when he got to me.
See, and when I saw that, it didn't even register that was a reference. I thought you were actually legitimately like hated it. Like
Yeah, no, that's exactly what popped into my head.
Yeah. Oh my! And then you saw us sitting here.
Yeah.
After the movie, after we went and ate, we came back here. We made a review, and
The emotionless faces.
yeah, things has changed so much since then. But
Well, which I saw Turd Burglar in the when that part happened. He was like, "Dang, Nick's lost some weight since
you
then."
have, and I've gained.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm down like 56 pounds since we recorded that."
You gave it to me. You gave some of it to me, anyways.
Yeah,
So-
not much.
what are you guys looking forward to regarding the future of Star Wars, whether it be video games or comics or shows, or like what exactly is it you are looking forward to seeing?
I'm looking forward to Diablo 2 remastered.
They're not ready for that, Nick. What? Yeah, we're gonna definitely get into some more gaming, but
And Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
I'm looking for the. I'm looking
Five.
toward the Favreau-verse.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Rangers of the Republic, and even possibly the Obi-Wan series. Even though Favreau's not in control of that, I don't think. But but his three that he's doing, those are the three that we have to get behind. It's a critical time, and if we're going to walk away, I respect that opinion. If I respect that, if it's too painful and you can't take it and you walk away, I understand. But if you have any hope that we get Star Wars back the way that we had it in the season finale of The Mandalorian Chapter 2 or Season 2, then we got to be heard and we got to let them know. If we don't let them know, then nothing's going to change.
At some point, man, you gotta have them on here, and I know
Who?
they're watching. Dave and John, I know they're watching.
Oh, well, come. Oh, hey, we'll send them a link. Come on in.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Come on in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dan, thank you, man. Look, let me hit these super chats real quick, and then we're going to move over to Ray J. Melissa Lord sends a $2 super chat. She said 30th October 2012, the day Lucas became a Force ghost. And that's funny you say that, Melissa, because I know that a lot of people got it, but that's what Nick and I did in the thumbnails. We made George Lucas appear as a Force ghost with Kathy Kennedy, JJ, and Ryan, looking normal. And then Melissa also sends a $2 super chat. Great job on the documentary, guys. Love it. So, Melissa, thank you so much. Oh, and then she sends another $2. Melissa, you're too kind. I want to hear Coach and Nick say, "Go Gators. Go Gators."
War Eagle.
Hey, I could do that for $2 all night long, baby. I went to
No,
Auburn.
go Gators. Go Gators. I like Florida. I like Florida.
Go Gators. I like Florida too. Well, Melissa, we appreciate your support, and this video is for you. We are UR Echo Base Network. All right, Ray J, how's it going, sir?
Oh, it's going good. You were mentioning Go Gators. I would say go BYU because I live in Utah, so it's like I'm a BYU guy, even though half of my state likes Utah, but whatever. Anyways, the thing I've noted, I got onto that the documentary like halfway through when it was going through the Force Awakens stuff, and you got to the part where it went to the whole they went between Last Jedi and Rogue One. Well, I was part of a documentary without knowing it a long time ago. One of Ichibaka's documentaries. Mm-hmm. Basically, that one, there was a little incident with one Rebel Force Radio and another podcaster named Jason Ward, and they were fighting each other. And this was all over some press tour that was going on with Kathy Kennedy, and they were asking about women directors, and the Rebel Force guys freaked out or something like that, and then Jason Ward and all of his crew attacked, and I posted this blog post to my website. It's defunct now, but like it's archived over at Ichibaka's site under Jason Ward debacle. And basically I was telling Jason Ward and all them off for trashing on Rebel Force Radio. So if anyone asks where I was in the forming of the Phantom Menace, I was pretty much there at the beginning, even though I didn't react to Last Jedi like everyone else in the Phantom Menace. I was kind of like, I don't like this stuff, but like I'm cool with it. And it was the same thing with
Ray J, you were cool with it? You are yeeted out of the stream.
No. I'm just
joking,
kidding.
I'm joking.
There was parts I did not like about it, like Luke Skywalker throwing his lightsaber away and other things. But it was like, okay, whatever. And I was kind of cool with it. Kind of. I wasn't fully cool with it. And then Rise of Skywalker came out, and I've already told you about that, with the whole thing of Leia after Leia dying, it was kind of filled out of place for her to be on there. And the one thing I did not like about Last Jedi is when they killed off what's his name, Admiral Akbar, off screen and did the whole Mary Poppins thing. In fact, I think in the second Guardians of the Galaxy, they were making a joke on it with that whole "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." But yeah. But when it came to Rise of Skywalker, the two things that irked me was of course Leia doing that thing, and then the whole thing with the end where she says, "I'm Rey Skywalker." I'm like, what? You're Palpatine's granddaughter. Why are you saying you're a Skywalker? But whatever. I don't know. I actually think that whole thing was just run by Kathy Kennedy. She was the one writing the scripts and everything at this point. Because I actually believe that Rey was a Mary Sue by the time that third movie came around, because they didn't have any answers to her high power levels or anything. And and basically what they did with the third movie is they basically made it like, oh, she is a Mary Sue. No, there's no getting out of it. She's a Mary Sue. So stop talking about it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you.
So,
a lot of bad moments through all that. That was actually, Ray J, my first The first content I ever uploaded on YouTube was on my personal channel. I was in my car recording me while I was driving,
Car video.
and it was a car video, and it was a reaction to The Last Jedi when I left the theater.
Yeah. I never gave a full reaction to it, but I was like there were some I walked out of Last Jedi like, okay, that was a good movie, but still I didn't like what they did to certain things. Because I'm not very much of this critic in art and stuff, so I'm like whatever, you know. But it was just a movie, popcorn movie for me. So it was like, oh, it's Star Wars, so whatever. But there were things I didn't like, and actually, after a while of looking at the movie and stuff like that, I realized this is crap.
Yeah.
What in the right mind was Rian Johnson thinking? Why did he do this to Luke? What is the point?
I wonder if his goal he was trying to go through with that was like those old Japanese samurai movies about the veteran that has so much experience not wanting to get back into involved with the war or teach what he knows to some just random person. I think that is what they were going with, but it was poorly executed.
And Rian Johnson has been good on his other movies. I have no problem with him doing a trilogy, but at the same time, if he throws in Luke Skywalker again and says, "Oh, I'm doing a trilogy about Luke Skywalker," then I'm gonna say, "F you, Rian Johnson." But if it's his own characters, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. But
there is no way he's getting any Star Wars movies. It is
okay.
Agreed. 100%. It is not happening.
That is not going to happen. He can say whatever he wants in an interview. That's. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Agreed.
And they haven't really know yet.
I don't know why he did that though.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just
troll.
to rub it into.
He's trolling the fans. He's trolling the people that don't like his movie. That's literally it. That he is never going to get a trilogy.
Not happening.
But what's the point in trolling? That's my question. What's the point in trolling? Basically,
he likes to get a rise out of people.
People will be trolls.
Yeah. He's trying to be relevant.
Well, you know what? What he's doing is basically making sure I don't go see any of his other movies anymore. Even if they say that, like, I'm not even going to try to go see a Knives Out. I could give two hicks about Knives Out. So,
I mean,
he burned that bridge.
Yep.
He literally wants half of his audience to love the movie and half of his audience to hate the movie. What kind of person that makes a movie wants that? I mean, that makes zero sense to me.
A person that likes to.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Well, like I said, I didn't have too much of a problem with the movie, but he got me mad. With his movie, I didn't have too much of a problem. If he's getting me that mad at him just for trolling,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have a clue, because I heard somebody say earlier today that he's working for a company that Disney has a hard time seemingly telling people that they're fired. So he may not have gotten the news yet.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Well, Ray J, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Man. We're going to have to move on to Sam, but thank you for coming in and sharing those sentiments with us, brother.
Yep.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Hey there, guys. Just want to say, really, really great documentary. Kind of my experience with the sequel trilogy has been a little bit different to quite a lot of other people, as I didn't spend any money on it. As soon as I saw the first trailer for the Force Awakens, I kind of got those member berries. Oh, look, it's the Falcon, and all those little moments of nostalgia, but it didn't really inspire me to go out and spend money on it. So I waited for the Blu-ray release and borrowed it off a friend, and still glad I didn't spend money on it, because it wasn't something that inspired me to want to be part of that world again. It didn't really take me out of the real world either. It was very much kind of a when you're creating a fantasy universe, it's incredibly important to make it fancy, to escape from the reality you're in. They failed at that on all grounds. But towards the end of The Mandalorian, they kind of managed to do that again, that's the first time I've been watching a TV show and yelled. You know,
Absolutely.
it was just so powerful. Has anyone seen the latest little trickle that's dropped out to YouTube? Apparently, Karana's family's been attacked by Twitter mobs or something, because Mecha Ramden's just dropped the video. I haven't actually watched it yet, but
yeah,
Yeah, her family's got a lot
Yeah,
of
they're
ties
saying
in
something
Vegas.
Yeah,
haven't heard it.
casinos. That's what they're going on about.
yeah, something along those lines, which it just kind of proves this whole mob mentality thing. It doesn't matter if you're not on a property that these people apparently like, they're still going to go after you. And I think that's one thing that as a fan base, we finally come together on to try and combat that. And I think the people who are adverse to that fact are quite obviously not fans. That's kind of my 2 cents on it, I guess.
absolutely. Yeah.
I
The
mean,
Disney shills is what's doing it. Those aren't Star Wars fans.
yeah, exactly.
Cancel culture mob.
Yeah.
So, Sam, you felt really good with the return of Luke, and at the end of The Mandalorian, it gave you a little hope.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: I haven't collected Star Wars memorabilia since the end of Revenge of the Sith. I had no interest in Solo or even Rogue One to an extent. I mean, Rogue One was a well-made movie, but wasn't necessary for me. It was just cash grab. But I haven't collected memorabilia since Revenge of the Sith. And as soon as Mando came out, I was like, oh, okay, I think I might be back on board. And so, yeah, I mean, I was financially invested in that. And now it's, after all this kind of drama's kicked off, is kind of, maybe you want to reassess that, obviously, but yeah.
I just went to Target yesterday, Sam, to see if I could find some Cara Dune action figures. Walked away sad, but
Sold out. Well, Scott's been going out like crazy, getting so many of them.
oh, I know. And look, people are like, I saw some criticism like people are trying to sell those things for $80 on eBay. No, they're not trying to.
They're not.
They're,
paying
oh,
for it.
200
They're
plus.
for like
200 plus.
$400 to $500.
Yeah,
on
they're
eBay.
selling. You go to
Amazon
eBay and click on
has them
sold
for, like,
items and
80.
look. It's crazy what
I mean,
they're
I've been
selling for.
watching one recently on eBay going up to £700, so probably about $900. I mean,
Yeah.
not sure if people will actually sell it for that, but the fact
Oh,
that the
they
market's there, that they've just shot themselves in the foot massively financially.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, thank you for coming on, man, and I hope that we can continue to have some hope together, my friend. It was,
Definitely.
yep, it's good having you on.
Pleasure, guys.
I've got a super chat here from Eric Jowett. He says, I may be the only fan at the end of The Mandalorian. While I love seeing Luke again, wish they would have used it to reintroduce Mace Windu. I would love to see Mace Windu again.
Yeah,
I would love to see
I mean,
Mace.
it's like, what do we know? Is he dead or what? Because we heard
We
him
don't.
Did you guys
scream
know
when he got
that
launched
Mace
out the window. And
Dude,
Jedi
Mace
don't
Windu-
fall from falling. We know that much from Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know Mace Windu has a brother?
Yeah, Jace Windu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give the Windu brothers back.
But more than likely they got to do it because Samuel L. Jackson's in Marvel and it would probably work. Moving him over.
Right.
I mean, even Samuel L. Jackson was telling John Omega, he said, he walked behind him and said, "You're my son." He's like, "What?" That was during The Force Awakens, though. And then, of course, Last Jedi happened. You haven't heard anything from Samuel L. Jackson regarding Star Wars. I think he's like, I'm done, too. I'm going back to Marvel.
I gotta say real quick, Sam, I love that Boba Fett helmet that she had on.
Oh, yeah.
And he's wearing
That was
the
pretty
Welcome to
sweet.
the
That was
Rebellion
pretty
shirt.
sweet, man.
That's one of the first things I bought when I reinvested a space. So, yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, Valiant Renegade, what's going on, my friend?
Hopefully, I will get some more sleep tonight.
Oh yeah, we were up late last night.
Yeah, Nick.
That's
and
probably
Coach-
why I was like feeling like crap all morning this morning, and then I was out trying to fix my phone, and which didn't ever happen. So now I have no phone for a couple days. And
Well, that's one way to stay off Twitter.
Bad coach. I forgot to play the video for Eric Jewett for his $5 super chat. Eric, so sorry. My apologies. We are You Are Echo Base Network. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. This video is for you. And I also want to say, if you missed the super chat that we unveiled last week that involves Kathy Kennedy, the next super chat we get, that's the one that's going to play. So who's it going to be? Who's going to get it? All right, Valiant.
I want the Ahsoka one. I don't want that one.
Give us your thoughts.
The Ahsoka one is pretty badass, though.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, look, you guys wanted to commend you on a great job with the documentary. That was fantastic. That obviously is somebody who does video editing. That I know how much time that takes, and that takes a lot of time.
Oh, it was a slow drink, my friend.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Nick thought I was crazy when I told him we were going to do a documentary.
That many clips.
I was like, oh, I don't know, man.
Look, I get so upset. Like I'll get excited about something and I'll pitch it to Nick, and he'll be like, he's the realist and I'm the dreamer, and he was like, really?
Because me and Coach don't know anything about that. So when he first pitched it, I was like, thinking we don't know anything about doing that. Like if we tried putting something together, it'd probably be like complete shit. You know. So I was like, man, I don't want to put something out there and everybody be like, good God, this sucks. You know.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Look, y'all took your
but
time,
it turned out good.
right?
So
Yeah, I think y'all did a great job. I think it looked
Thanks.
great, and I know that was a ton of time. So just a couple things real quick to what some of the other folks have already kind of touched on, and wanted to make a comment. You mentioned, staying in the Favreau verse going forward, being something to look forward to. Not sure about Obi-Wan. Don't forget, Obi-Wan is being directed by Deborah Chow, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Deborah Chow is a Star Wars student director of Jon Favreau. Now, you got to remember, if you go back and you watch the gallery of the behind the scenes from the first season of Mandalorian on Disney Plus, they had the gallery, those 8 episodes that talked about how they made Mandalorian, all the technology. Well, one of the episodes they discussed that, Favreau personally discussed, all these directors that they brought in to do the various episodes, the Bryce Dallas Howards, the Deborah Chows, the Robert Rodriguez's, all these guys. He and Filoni schooled them in Star Wars. It's like, you can do your own thing, like put your own personal touch on this, but you need to be able to operate within this universe, and this is how you do Star Wars. So, but Favreau basically called it like a Star Wars school or something like that for directors. So, and I thought that was great, because it seems like that's why they're plucking these directors, because Favreau can't do everything by himself. It's just impossible, So he's got to teach other apprentices. He's got to have some Padawans out there to direct some Star Wars shows the right way. So I got a lot of faith in Deborah Chow. I'm looking forward to the Obi-Wan show. So I think going forward, and I know some people in the chat had brought up the whole Gina stuff, and that's what Nick and Coach and I were up till 3 a.m. last night watching. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't want to go into details with it. I want everybody to have the same kind of emotional impact watching it, develop your own thoughts and your opinions. It should be publicly available, I think, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow, and there's a lot of YouTubers already talking about it.
Yeah. And that's fine. And I put out a short video this morning on it, just kind of my overall thought. But I didn't want to give away any spoilers, because, like I said, I thought it was, as the 3 of us were watching it last night, it was, we picked up on a lot of stuff. I'll just say this: Gina Carano is the girl next door. She's a very genuine person. I think she's a very good person. I think she was very surprised, how she was treated. But go watch it. I think she's definitely a very, very heartfelt, genuine person. I don't think there's a deceptive, lying bone in her body. So that being said, now on to the Return of Luke Skywalker. I'll wrap up with this. The last part, as we got to that, kind of all that we went through a really rough year with Star Wars. We're going through more rough stuff now. But as I've said a number of times, it's amazing that last 10 minutes in the final episode of The Mandalorian had exponentially more emotional impact than the previous 5 movies that Disney had put out, so-called Star Wars, combined and multiplied by 100. Now, I did like Rogue One, Sam. I did actually buy a piece from Rogue One. I've got a Jyn Erso Funko Pop. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's my Rogue. I did enjoy Rogue One, but the thing. We talked about this before. Mark Hamill is such a great ambassador for Star Wars. He's such a great ambassador for Luke Skywalker, and a lot of people, I think one of the only gripes folks had. I say gripes, and it wasn't a gripe for me at all. They used a de-aging process on Mark Hamill instead of deep faking it, and the deep faking would have looked better. And I said, shut up. No, it had to be Mark Hamill. And I'm going to tell you why. This is very simple for everybody to understand, and I hope everybody takes this to heart. You just watched all the hard work of Coach and Nick put together this great documentary, and in there, of course, and that wasn't even, I don't even know if that was a tenth of the stuff Mark Hamill said publicly about his character. I know.
It's a lot more,
I've seen it. I have seen it all, and it's massive. I mean, if it would have been an hour and a half of just Mark Hamill, if that's all we would have done. But Mark said, like you saw in the video, he was ready to walk away. He didn't ever want to play Luke Skywalker again. Everybody says the rescue wasn't about rescuing Grogu. It was about rescuing Star Wars for the fans. And that's why it had to be Mark Hamill. Because not only did we want to hand Star Wars back to the fans, we wanted to hand Luke Skywalker back to Mark. And he had to be the one to come in and play that part with they de-aged his face as opposed to just not having him on set. He had to be on set. That was an apology letter to Mark to try to get him to back. Say, hey, man, we want to make this character right. We want to make this character right for you. We want to make this character right for the fans. So that's why Mark had to be involved. It couldn't just be a computer deep fake with his likeness. He had to be on that set. I think that was so important. And I'm glad it was him. And I was fine with the way it looked. And it's great to have that feeling. And this is why these kind of things like we have this week with what happened with Gina Carano stings, because we've all felt that what we felt when Hamill came back in that last episode, and then this, want my Star Wars back.
That's right.
So anyway, that's it.
That's good. Good thoughts. And given the choice, Valiant, between having a computer generated somebody else do it and it looked better, but Mark Hamill was never on set, or me knowing as a fan that Mark Hamill was there playing that character and it doesn't look as good, give me the second choice.
Every time it's twice on Sunday.
I'll take it that was Mark Hamill, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Mark Hamill, 100%.
Yep.
Just a quick question. I think I remember watching something else to do with the making of it and the deep fake technology they used. Didn't Katie Sackhoff and Gina Carano say that they didn't know he was on set? It was just a guy in the costume.
Gina even said they did not. She didn't even know it was Mark Hamill until he took the hood off.
Right. They had a double that was
They literally,
doing
they kept it so quiet. So that must have been just like the mic drop right there.
Will somebody send us a link to that? I need to see that.
Let me see if I can find it on Michael Razor Barnes.
Tell in that last scene, if you look when Luke enters through the doors and the camera switches back to a view of the bridge with all of with Ming-Na Wen and Pedro and Katie Sackhoff, you could see that some of them were not all there together at the same time in some of those shots.
Right.
Because of the way that, if you understand how cameras work, I do a lot of camera stuff. You could kind of see there were some points in there where it's like, well, they shot this in such a way to where they would minimize the amount of exposure that Hamill had to other actors on the set, so they could keep this under wraps.
Right.
And Favreau even said, "I don't know how we held this as a secret for a whole year. I don't know how he did it either."
Well, I think that's part of the reason it looked so bad was because they had to keep it under wraps, and so they had to minimize the amount of people that were working on the project and knew about it. That's probably also the reason for why there was no Baby Yoda merch when it first came out. They couldn't put all that out there and let everybody know. It would have leaked out. Just like, couldn't do Luke too much.
Valiant, you being a photographer and working in that film, in that industry a little bit, sell me a camera that I could use this with.
Okay.
I just got this in the. I just got this in the mail.
Card?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
It with HDMI. So I'm upgrading soon. So
Okay.
I could use your expertise. Why don't you point me in a good direction?
Is that to help with the games?
Yeah, we'll talk.
That's to help with the live streams. Look, guys, I'm so ugly. If I could just make it a little better.
Are we going to de-age you, Coach?
Where's the computer graphics?
See these chipmunk cheeks? We're going to get those down just a little bit. But you guys are awesome. Spock, live long and prosper, my brother. What's happening?
How's it going? Dude,
we're doing great, man.
Loved the documentary. I really loved it. And
well, thank you.
I could tell it was really well made. Like, a lot of time went into this. Like, as Valiant said, I know how editing goes, and it sucks when it takes a lot of time. And I can tell this took a lot of time because, oh my gosh, all the things you guys tied in after each scene with the YouTubers talking about their genuine reaction to each scene. If Disney was watching this, they have to know now. Like, they have to know what they're doing wrong. Like, especially after, like, what Sam said, that they shot themselves in the foot with the Gina incident. Like, they have to know what we want as a fan base and what isn't the right direction. It's just, I was also having fun typing in the chat, like, while so many people were watching. It was like, so many people were saying so many different things about why they didn't dislike the sequels or why they actually like the sequels.
Yes.
And honestly, my favorite reaction, though, was Nick's. That was my favorite reaction.
Hated
Me
it.
too. Nick's really funny when he just turns it on. When he just lets loose, he's really funny.
Yeah, I'm sort of like a goofy, nerdy sort
But what was
of
that?
weirdo.
That was after the first movie or The Last Jedi?
The Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of
so
Skywalker?
so check
Okay.
it out, Spock. Nick and I were so devastated when we left The Last Jedi.
Speechless.
Speechless. We were depressed, upset. Couldn't say a word. We left the theater. We've told the story before. We left the theater and with a group of our friends, none of us spoke until we got to the Waffle House, sat down, and ordered our food. Once we ordered our food, then we started having the conversation. And what was so funny is that as unhappy as we were, all of the tables in the Waffle House, it was people doing the exact same thing, and they were mad too. And so Nick and I were so devastated. When we went to go see The Rise of Skywalker, we both hyped each other up to say, dude, if it sucks, we're going to walk out laughing. I'm not going to be leaving mad this time. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
We
you
didn't
guys
like
just
it.
walked out laughing.
Yeah, we didn't like it, and we were giggling and laughing, and, it was what it was.
Yeah, honestly, the one that gave me hope was the first one. I think everyone would probably agree that the first one kind of felt like you were getting a good Star Wars movie and a new trilogy coming up, but I just didn't bother going to see the The Last Jedi in theaters, nor the Rise of Skywalker. It just didn't intrigue me at all. It was like,
You missed nothing.
somebody told me, somebody in the call said that it just didn't feel like you were being drawn into a different fantasy, the same universe. It just felt like you were still current in the same area. It didn't feel like an escape. That was the problem. Like, and seeing the old scenes that you guys tied into the documentary with A New Hope, with The Empire Strikes Back, like all of those scenes gave me a sense of nostalgia and feeling in each scene compared to the sequel trilogy, which they just didn't give that kind of feeling. That you don't actually you don't think about it, you don't have a deep meaning about it. There's nothing going on that's keeping you thinking at night, unlike the old original trilogy did. And same with like Star Trek and Discovery. Discovery, I guess people can argue, it doesn't really make me think like the old shows did, but these it's just like the same kind of comparison. You have to have good storytelling, you have to have good philosophy, keep the same philosophy. If it's not the same, then it's gonna kind of be weird. But I get that people really want to change from going to the light side and to the dark side, which is, I agree, we need to see more dark side of the Force compared to seeing the light side, because it's getting boring. True, but that doesn't mean throw out the whole philosophy of Star Wars and make it something else where it's a completely generic movie like everything else you see on Netflix. It just you have to keep it just like. Excuse me, what were you saying?
I was going to say, I think that's what Mandalorian's done so well. It's not just laid it out as just Jedi and light side. It's very shades of grey, and I think that's one of the reasons it works so well and fills in the kind of the whole space of Star Wars a lot more interestingly.
Yep.
I like it, man. Well, good, excellent thought, Spock.
Thank you.
And I
Great
appreciate
being here
you
again.
guys
Great
coming
documentary.
in. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
How's the new Dead by Daylight stream coming up?
If Nick wants to play here in a few minutes, I'm game. Especially if my wife's asleep.
I'm down because I have no phone. I have no. I literally have nothing I can do. You know.
Yeah.
So
I say go for it, guys, because I've been having fun watching you guys.
Watching us get slaughtered.
yeah.
I've been
Well-
subtly promoting this game in the chat, Vertex, the one I'm working on.
Yeah, I saw you do that the other day.
I think you guys are really gonna like it now. Before it was cool because we just had character mods, but now,
Right.
Upcoming this new update, we're actually gonna have all of the lightsabers from all of the movies, and they're all gonna have their iconic sounds and hilts, and you'll all be able to customize them. So it's really fun, like an arcade
that
game. You
sounds
guys
really
can
cool.
just jump in there. If you guys know Jedi Knight Academy, same
Oh, yeah.
exact
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
same exact
Such a
combat
good game.
system, except it's completely remastered and it's way nicer. It's open. It's been in pre-alpha for a couple of years now, but really fun to play. I've been modding
Awesome.
it for a year now.
Vertex. Vertex.
Mhm.
Okay. We'll check that out, bro.
Just don't take
Definitely.
notes.
Man.
And I
I'll
wanna
do
take
that Dead
this-
by Daylight stream.
Oh, yeah. We'll do that.
And just for the people in the chat who have said something about so if people send us super chats so Coach could get Jedi Fallen Order, he is going to continue playing it. We're just we kind of
don't
mix it
wanna
up a
rush
little
it.
bit.
I need y'all to get me through it, guys. I need you to get me
It's
through
not an easy game. It's not an easy game.
Sometimes you have to take breaks. Like I'm already taking a break from it. I'm like right after the Wookiee Kashyyyk. I'm back on that other planet. So I'm on my Xbox playing it, and I'm kind of bored. So I'll just take a break from it for a while. I might get back on it after a while. But my kids hog my Xbox all the time, so I can't play it sometimes. So whatever.
The beginning of that board is freaking awesome, though. Don't say anything because Coach hasn't played
That's exactly
it yet.
where I'm at.
That's exactly where it's at. But
Yeah.
the beginning of that board is one of the best parts of the game.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Nick. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. When you play it, you'll be like, "Yeah, dude, you were right."
All right. Well, guys, thank
He
y'all so
hasn't been
much.
to Kashyyyk yet, has he?
That's
Yeah,
where I'm going.
that's where he's going next.
Right at the very beginning.
You're gonna flip when you see the guest star. I'm not gonna say anything.
He
Coach,
just
before I
took his
hop out
headphones
here,
off.
I was gonna ask, how was that episode?
Are we
episode
safe?
26 of the
Sam, wave at me if we're safe. Okay. All right. All right.
I
Guys,
ain't
thank
gonna
y'all.
spoil you.
I was going to say to everyone out,
I was just
if you're
playing with you, Ray J.
If you're interested in hearing Katie Sackhoff's perspective of the shooting of The Mandalorian and some more, Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, which I think I've just posted in the chat now. That's the link.
Awesome.
Well worth a watch.
Okay. Very good. Well, guys,
I like
thank
Katie
y'all.
Sackhoff.
Thank y'all for
Coach, sorry,
popping
before I
in.
pop out of here, I was going to
Sure.
ask,
Go ahead.
episode 26 of Star Trek, how was that, seeing that Klingon episode? They looked really tough, huh?
No, but it was good. It was a good episode. It was a good episode.
Yeah, well, if you've seen The Next Generation, they make fun of it.
I have, and I vaguely remember that.
Funny.
I watched the episode after that today.
Deep Space Nine does too.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yep.
DS9 walks like it was a bad moment in our history. We don't talk about that.
Well, I'm
Yeah, that
I'm
as
really
well.
enjoying the I'm really enjoying
was
going
great.
through the original series. So I want to take a moment right here to wish this gentleman here, Mopar Dono. He says, I wish they would resurrect LucasArts. This gentleman actually joined our channel yesterday as a Jedi Knight. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining our Echo Base
Hell,
Network
Mopar.
family. Yep, if everybody would
Welcome.
give him a welcome and in the chat and let him know that we appreciate
Welcome
his
to the
joining.
membership hood.
Absolutely. And Mopar, this video is for you. We are you are Echo Base Network. Guys, thank y'all so much for coming in. That was a great panel. And y'all come back in next week and do some gaming with us here later.
Definitely.
See you later.
Okay,
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks very
See
much.
you guys.
Take care, guys.
No, I can't get to my mouse.
You're fine. All right. Rogue Soul, Smickleberry Productions, and the one and only, the Richard. What's going on?
Hail the Richard.
Hail, hail, hail.
Aloha, guys. Can you hear me okay? I'm testing out a bunch of new stuff.
Somebody's got their YouTube playing in the background.
No, I think it's the Richard's mic. Richard, it sounds like you're a little far away. You're coming in kind of light. We can hear you though.
Okay, let's try this again.
Oh yeah. You're very, very faint.
Okay, testing 1, 2. Oh,
Very faint.
testing 1, 2.
Still faint.
Okay, you guys go ahead. I'll troubleshoot. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, all right, buddy. Smickleberry, what's on your mind, sir?
I just wanted to tell you guys, this is such a good documentary. I think it captured like really well, like all the chapters in making this trilogy, like basically like the fan displeasure that everyone had, and like I think this, at least to my knowledge, this is this really well just encaptures kind of like all this stuff and just like the general feeling towards the trilogy that we've had. And like if anybody thought that like the sequel trilogy was good, like their minds should be changed by now, because like this thing just sucked. I mean, it was just something that was like so not Star Wars that
You're
it
not wrong.
yeah. It just kind of made me shake my head in disappointment. My favorite moment, I think, perhaps, was like just the irony when the shills themselves, like by Rise of Skywalker, by that point, even they knew that it was just such a bad movie that they couldn't even like keep themselves from complaining. And I think the saddest point for me was where you could just see Mark was kind of like really hurt, and yeah. And he's like, his personality just matches up with Luke Skywalker so much. Like, he's just a positive person. He really doesn't get down that often. But when you see somebody like Luke Skywalker, that's kind of like the representation of hope that Star Wars is like supposed to bring. It's really like not a good look. And then truly, you've screwed up when you have just Mark Hamill absolutely disappointed.
Yeah.
But I mean, despite all that, I'm optimistic for the upcoming projects. I mean, Kenobi, I'm just absolutely psyched for, because Kenobi's Obi-Wan's like, he's my favorite character.
Me too.
And yeah, and the fact that Hayden is like in the production, he's Darth Vader, just makes this like experience so much more better for me. And you finally get to have them reunite, and with like all that talk that there's going to be another fight scene, I'm just kind of really psyched for it. I'm also excited for Bad Batch. I feel like maybe it could show the beginning of the Empire kind of like nicely, and maybe we'll get like a, I don't know, a mission with Vader in them. I know I'm hoping too much, but maybe Vader remembers them from when he was Anakin, so maybe he'll like recruit them or something. Maybe we'll even get like just a scene with Vader. So I'm kind of optimistic for that. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say you guys are just such an awesome channel. I mean, this community is amazing. Last time I looked, you guys didn't even have a single dislike on the stream. And yeah, you guys are like the type of channel that we really need on YouTube.
It's not us; it's all of us. We appreciate that, man.
Okay,
it's a very good community, and you're a big part of it, man. So thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, and we still don't have a dislike. We have currently 152, 153 likes to 0 dislikes. So, somebody just gave us a dislike. Who's the asshole in the stream right now?
Me. Somebody else did it. Oh, they're going up.
Now it's 2.
Well, thank you. You're still helping the stream. If there was a middle finger one, I would give it to you.
But both people just undisliked and put it on the like button.
That's hilarious. I was the first one to do it. Cool, thank you. Rogue Soul, what's going on, my friend?
Not much. I do apologize. I was stuck at work, so I wasn't able to watch the documentary with everybody. I will definitely get on that probably right after the stream. But
awesome, man.
It's funny. The notification came up, and I was sitting at work, and it was basically dead. And I was like, "Oh my gosh! So I like after a while, I clicked on it, and I promise, like hand to God, the part that I popped up on, not even a minute before. What do you think of it? Hated it. I promise, it's the funniest thing. So, also, Spock's Point Vertex. I have it downloaded on my computer. It is amazing. It is so good. So good. Check it out.
So what kind of game is it?
It's basically like a heavily modded version of Jedi Knight Academy, and those games.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like a third person over the shoulder. You can jump around and swing your lightsaber, and it's a lot of fun. I have to download like all the character packs and everything, but I basically just have the base game, and it's just like it's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely check it out. I do want to bring up the Gina Carano interview.
Sure.
I did spend the money on it and for the subscription.
I'll be right back.
You're good, man. So I spent the money and I listened to it, and I really think, honestly, I don't know if it's just me trying to push what I thought, but it really feels like she was pushing the point that I had the last time I was on. That was basically like, dude, Disney doesn't care. They, like, if the shoe was on the other foot and like people were, the Twitter mob was calling for Pedro Pascal to be fired, and meanwhile we were all back here like, dude, we don't care, we just want good Star Wars. Disney would absolutely not blink an eye at tossing him under the bus. So it's like, you see what I mean there?
Yeah. And you bringing that up is, so anybody that watched our stream with the Amazing Lucas and Robert Meyer Burnett and Posh Cameron and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, that was a good stream.
The Amazing Lucas actually brought that up when him and Jeremy were having their back and forth discussion. Because he was like, where was the outrage when Pedro Pascal posted this? The thing is, the people on our side, like, we're not trying to cancel anybody.
Exactly.
Most of us all think people can have their viewpoints of whatever it is whether you agree or not. But we're not trying to cancel you for it or anything like that. You know, think what you want. You know, we'll have a discussion. If your mind's changed because of it, great. If not, hey, you know, we're all still Star Wars fans here, or Star Trek fans, or whatever, you know, part of fandom you're a part of. But you know, when Gina Carano does it, the left wing SJW side, they're like ravaging wolves. Like they all come screaming and running in like this huge wave of like, oh my God, fire, you know, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And the thing is, you don't get the same reaction from the other side when somebody else does. The other side just points out the hypocrisy. They don't go crazy trying to get the other person fired. And that's why we have the situation that we have. You know, but yeah, Matt Reisman, we need more R&B. We love R&B here at the channel. We love having him on. And the Richard, who's going to be coming up next, is friends with R&B, and he does a lot of stuff for him over on his Facebook group and on his channel also. But yeah, Rogue Soul, I agree 100%.
Yeah, like if the Twitter mob was going after Pedro Pascal or the writer lady with her racist tweets, then Disney would definitely not think twice before tossing them under the bus either. And I think until we face that issue, then what happened to Gina will just keep on happening. You know.
Yep, you're not wrong.
And it's really unfortunate because it seems like Kathleen Kennedy and a few other key players, but mainly Kathleen Kennedy, is the one who is whispering in the exec's ears, and she's getting pushed by the Twitter mob, and then she is whispering in the exec's ears, oh, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to do, look at all these tweets, you know, and the execs are saying, yep, let's do that, because they're only seeing the tweets that are like, oh, look at how bad Gina Carano is, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So until we face that issue and we can just get good storytelling and the people up top understand that we don't want your politics in our story. Like if a character is just so happens to be gay, great. But if it's the entire story, then that's when it's like, dude, come on, like, why? That's my viewpoint on it. So, again, as long as we have people like Kathleen Kennedy and all these people whispering in the exec's ears, trying like moving the conversation toward their own agenda.
Okay, testing now.
You sound great, Richard.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely just need to face that fact, and really, the people up top, as long as we are pointing fingers, oh, the left, the right, you know, that's nothing will ever really get done, in my opinion. So we really need to just get the people, not get the people out of there, but hey, be like, hey, look, you know, you're doing this wrong. If you could do it right, or kindly remove yourself, that'd be great. And that's my piece. Sorry to go off. I've had a bad week. Some junkies decided to snag my catalytic converter from under my car earlier this week. So, yeah, I'm not in a very good
mood.
Rogueso, I agree with everything you said there, Rogueso, and I really appreciate it. And I'm so glad you guys can hear me now.
Yes, we'll hear you good.
All right. Well, thank you all for having me. I'll see you all later. Now, I really agree with Rogue Soul. And my God, man, get your catalytic converter back. Good grief.
I just don't understand what kind of scrapyard would just take a obviously cut off catalytic converter. Like,
oh, it's just like my cat.
Oh well. Back to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars. Okay. Aloha, everybody. Yeah, this is the Richard, and I've got 3 cameras going, so I'm going to be, and a kitty who is freaking attacking me like mad. This is
attention.
This is Storm. Oh, he gets more attention than he deserves. This is Storm Kitty Ninja Butt Kicker. That's his full name. Storm Kitty Ninja Butt Kicker.
Geez, how do you say that when he gets in trouble?
Yeah.
You know, like when you're, well, I don't know if this is the right way to say it, but when you're younger and your parents scream your full name, well, I scream his full name when I'm chewing him out.
So what's the name again? Storm Kitty.
That's his first name, Storm Kitty, and his last name is Ninja Butt Kicker / Wilson, I guess, because that's our mutual name. Or
so SKNB for short. SKNB. SKNBK.
Yeah. SKNBK.
So instead of RMB, the cat's got SNKBK.
I didn't come here to rack my brain. This is my day off. Yeah. Actually, I came here to play show and tell because everybody else pretty much has complimented you on your video, and I think it was very well done. And no, it was not a rehash. It was a new video, and it utilizes a very new composition of things that you have done before. The way that you compiled it, opened it, and ended it is a very new video, and I think it was very well done, very compelling, and yeah, it brought me to tears again too. Damn it.
Thank you.
I wanted to play show and tell because I'm not as intellectual as a lot of you, though I like some of your videos.
The Rebel Transport.
Yep.
Action figure carrier.
Yeah.
That's it.
I saw somebody win the super chat or get the super chat. So
that is awesome.
So I got one of these. I'm slowly repairing my old Star Wars vehicles. I still don't know if I can get this to work. But
yep. It's the Imperial Troop Transport.
I remember the first time I ever saw that was over at Coach's house. I went over there, he had it, and I was like, what is this? I've never seen this toy before.
Problem is, it doesn't fit my Stormtroopers.
Yeah, the 12-inch figures do not apply.
Do you happen to have a Leia? Because I know somebody that needs one of those.
Not a 12-inch.
Okay.
Not well, as far as I know, I don't think so. I'm imagining Return of the Jedi, but not not Star Wars. And a lot of these are they're in repair, and obviously they need to be whitened up. And I've been watching videos and stuff, and I can cast and mold. I have not made my own figures yet, though I have close friends physically near me, who have made their own figures. So I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start fixing up these figures.
That'll be a lot of fun, man. Oh my goodness.
The assassin droid.
15-inch IG-88.
Now I do a lot of artwork. I've got my The Richards art page, and before I started with the PGS, I had close to 8,000 images, and it was in 2018, I think it was, or 2019. Something happened, and I lost most of them. Facebook scrambled. And I lost a bunch of my artwork, a lot of my photography and everything. So I was depressed. I got into the Post Geek Singularity with Robert Meyer Burnett, and I'm very happy about that. Now that we're doing really well, I'm back into my art, and so I'm starting to do. I just sent Nick a picture from my Facebook. I take a lot of photography of my toys. I do a lot of painting. I do a lot of I turn doll houses into haunted houses because I'm, like somebody said, I'm metal. I am metal, but I'm also goth. So
that's pretty badass. I like that. That's a good job. I'm guessing that was like a Barbie dollhouse type thing originally.
This one was Fisher Price, I think.
I was getting ready to say either Fisher Price or.
Yeah, it's along that lines. I think I've got 10 or 15 that are near completion. I've always been worried about what to do on the inside, and I figured that out now. But these are actual plants and stuff, and I use laundry lint to do the foliage. So if you were to actually buy one of these, you would get a fully three-dimensional experience. And I also do sound effects and motion sensors in some of them. So I'm really freaking into this stuff.
That's pretty badass.
That's awesome. I love it.
I just wanted to pitch myself since this is the first time I've actually been able to talk. I think on your show.
No, you've been on here before, but you had all the cool lights in the background flashing.
I remember it's been a long time. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still got the disco stuff. I'm looking at the comments. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about everybody that's mentioning me in the comments. Yeah, I'm going to address all of my creative stuff here in a little bit. I'm in a really awesome spot where I'm able to do this now. And the disco lights, I'm moving my bed like 2 feet forward, and I'm going to have a disco wall back here because we're actually going to start doing a game show on the PGS.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to have a disco and a game show panel back here.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, the Richard actually does a lot of stuff on the Post Geek Singularity, Robert Meyer Burnett's Facebook channel, and they have watch parties and stuff. And one of the first movies I watched on there that I've never seen before had Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. It was the one where he was the crocodiles.
Oh yeah,
old early 70s movie. What was the name of it? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh shoot, I've got it right over there. I got it for Christmas like 5 years ago.
Lake Placid?
No, not Lake Placid. It's something. It's a rednecky thingy.
Yeah, very rednecky.
Chat.
That's gonna drive me nuts. Robert Englund, alligator horror movie.
Gator?
It's not Gator. It's a trauma film, or I think it's a trauma film.
If mom was here, she would know. She loves horror movies.
Yeah, I'm generally a horror fellow.
Eaten Alive.
Eaten Alive. There we go. Yeah.
1976. Robert Englund. I never even heard of it, and so I was a member over on the Post Geek Singularity, which we have gotten a lot of hate over there on the Post Geek Singularity, and Richard has taken up for us so many times over there. And has defended us, and it's just awesome. Richard is a stand-up guy. He knows that we are not some toxic hater people or anything like that. And
we appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
taking shit from anybody. We all love toys. We all love movies. We all love comics. We all love fashion or music or whatever. It's stupid that we have to fight. And I know it's always been going on, but right now, we've only got a circle so big. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just, it's only so big, and we're eating ourselves in a way. And I'm not taking it over there on the PGS because I run all of our, I'm involved in a lot of stuff. Okay, so and for the most part, I believe all of our team is it fully backs you. I don't know of anybody. It's the random people who don't know how the Post Geek Singularity works, which is together we are one, which is what is your motto over here?
We are, you are. Echo Base Network.
We are, you are. I mean, talk about synchronicity.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
Well,
man.
you know how we feel about R&B. Like, he's legend.
Yeah, and he loves you guys too, and we love coming on your shows and everything, and
Love it.
so that's about it for me, guys. I'm really happy to be here. Congratulations on your new video. Aloha to everybody in chat. No, I do not have my own channel, though. There's so many things in the works, and I'm not just saying that to be a PR person. We just had a meeting today. I will have a new channel up pretty soon.
Awesome, man.
Awesome, sweet.
Awesome.
Well,
Nice.
Keep us up to date, and we'll definitely be over there to support you.
Yes, we will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, Rogue Soul, guys, thank you all so much for popping in.
Really quick,
Sure.
I got to plug myself
Yeah.
on my channel. I just uploaded a very specific part of Jedi Fallen Order. I'm not going to say anything past that. Anybody that's played it knows what I'm talking about.
Coach is not going to be watching it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Coach, if I see your view, I'm going to get pissed. Just kidding. So I just dropped a link in the StreamYard chat if somebody could link it on.
I'm sharing it right now.
Yeah, I'm still uploading Star Wars gameplay. So if you could come like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get this to go somewhere. So your support means the world.
Thank you, Rogue Soul.
Hey,
Canadian
Spider-Man. I plugged myself where I want.
Yeah, I mean, he's not on camera, so
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, anybody that comes on here, anybody that takes the time to come on this live stream can promote themselves.
Yeah.
We welcome that, and we will promote anybody and everybody. We're not hiding behind any paywalls like some other people do,
Hey,
where you can only come on their stream if you pay us money. Like everybody's welcome to come on here, and you can promote your stuff.
Hey, Nick, you understand he was joking, right?
Oh yeah. I'm just saying for the people that don't understand.
Okay.
That.
Do you get the joke?
Yeah.
I know you do with your dirty self.
Yeah.
Kitty was plugging himself when we started.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Love you guys.
All right. Love y'all, man. Thank you.
Love you too. Bye.
So we got 2 super chats from Dan the Man. He sends two $2 super chats. Best decision you ever made, Spock. And thanks for having me on, guys. Dan, our pleasure. We appreciate everything
Dan
you do.
is the man.
That's exactly right.
He
Needs a
is
new
the
name. Valiant Renegade sends a $5 super chat. He said, run the Kathy spot then. So we are about to run that, and I think that if you've never seen it, you'll enjoy that. And Fat Steven Seagal, who will be joining us in a moment, says, am I too fat for the Echo Base? Gina interview. Whoa. And then lastly, RM sends a 99-cent super sticker, a picture of a diamond. So I don't know if that's
because we're diamond good.
Yeah, yeah, we're diamond status.
Diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for the super chats and the super sticker. Artem, Fat Steven Seagal, Valiant Renegade, and Dan the Man. We are Echo Base Network, and I know, guys, this has Kathy Kennedy in it, but I think it'll make you giggle.
So, you guys want to go do some shooting?
All right, we brought everybody in. We got low spec Linux laptop. Tim Myers, Kylo Tim, Tim's Talk. Thrawn is here, Canadian Spider-Man, and Fat Steven. Hail, gentlemen.
Fat Steven, you better get those cool-ass freaking videos going on in your background.
I'm not going to do that right now. Sorry, I just got off a 4-hour live stream. On, I did the Gina interview on my channel.
Oh,
and
okay,
I hit
sweet.
400 viewers for the first time ever.
Good for
awesome.
you, man.
Congrats, man.
I was lurking. I jumped in there for a little bit. It was right before we went on.
It was fun. That interview was very heartfelt, and I gotta say, Gina is definitely someone with a lot of good principles, and I actually had fun watching that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no Avatar today. I do apologize. I'm not joking this time. I'm being serious, just in case Nick gets confused from the last sentence. But
it's hard to tell with you, Fat Steven.
It really is, but everything he says is funny.
Yeah.
Am I some kind of joke to you? Am I a clown? Is that it? Clown?
Yeah.
What kind of clown am I?
Yeah. In a good
It's
way,
a pleasure.
though.
Oh yeah. All clowns are funny till they come out of that clown car. Yeah, it's all funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, congratulations on that stream, and I loved the interview. We were able to watch it last night. It was very telling and very damning.
For Disney or really more for Lucasfilm because she kind of backed herself up a little bit in that interview and was like, "Oh, Lucasfilm."
Yeah, Shapiro also had his own little things where he was trying to push like the sides in a way, but he eventually got through it. But what was driving me nuts was his eyebrows, man. He had that long look of like the Spock illogical eyebrow furl, and it wouldn't go away. I related him to Bert and Ernie, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got one hate comment that goes, Ben Shapiro's the only reason Mike Gina got a platform. How dare you make fun of him? Like, Vulcan jokes and jokes in general are funny.
I mean, he's just making jokes. He's not really not dissing him. You're just making fun of him a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is all
Yeah.
fun and game kind.
That's right.
And hail to the rest of you. I'm sorry for over talking. Hello, Geeky. Hello, Richard. Tim Myers. Something. Nick. Coach. I can't read Thrawn's name, nor am I going to try. And Canadian Spider-Man, who likes to plug himself at a medium pace.
Hail to you.
That song at a medium pace. If nobody's heard it, do yourself a favor and look it up.
Actually,
it's good.
That isn't that Adam Sandler in the Turkey song.
Oh God.
I don't know if it's the turkey song.
It is the Turkey song. My brother
is
likes
Adam
to beat
Sandler.
with baby oil.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's the fact that I know that one line in the song makes me need therapy. How are you guys tonight? I'm sorry for talking so much. I'm in a good mood. It's been a great
We're
night.
good, man. We had a watch party per se. Our sequel trilogy documentary special edition. It was good.
Really?
It was good.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we had
Does
like
it count?
400 people watching it at one point. And got a lot of
And
good
only
feedback.
200 likes.
You made Nick make 399 separate accounts, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, 400. There was nobody watching it but me and Coach. I created all 400 other accounts.
That's like the utmost, like ultimate, what do you call it? Multiple personality chat, you know? I can never be wrong because I'm everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I just constantly have conversations with myself in the chat.
Nobody picks up on it.
Yeah.
Except they're all named Nick 1, Nick 2, Nick 3, Nick 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Nick
you're good,
me,
bro.
Nick you. Nick me,
Yeah.
Nick you.
There's only one Nick.
Yeah,
There's
except
no
for
Nick.
when Nick Craig comes on, then there's two Nicks.
That's
And-
true.
And then
But
he confuses us.
But there is no Nick. There's only Zool.
There is.
Yeah, there's no Nick. There's only Zool. All right, low spec Linux laptop. What's your thoughts? Was tonight the first time that you ever seen that documentary that we released a year ago?
I've seen it before, but not that last chapter, of course.
Yeah.
So I was watching In the Blood, catching up on Cara Dune movies at the same time I was watching most of that.
Awesome.
I don't get it. How can not to be cancel culture or anything like that, but how can KK display such gross incompetence at handling Star Wars and still have a job? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
She's a woman.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
That's it.
They're afraid they'd get so much backlash from firing her that it's not worth them firing her.
I think her license is coming to an end, though, isn't it?
Well, I thought it was
Yeah.
extended till April.
They've been saying that for
no-
like 3 or 4 years, though.
No, it's up in I think end of September, 1st of October.
And then
And
hopefully
it's like they
takes over, does their job. Be a leader. If things go bad, stand up. Don't just hide in the shadows. Like that's what Kathleen Kennedy does. When
Well,
things
the
are
sun-
good, she's up in the front lines. But when things are going bad for Lucasfilm and Disney, she hides. She lets others talk because she doesn't have. She's a robot. I mean, we saw that in that Oscars video. She literally said "fade out."
Oh, but adding to that, have you seen the? You know how they disabled the comments for that Oscars video, right?
The comments
Every
and the
dislike
Yeah,
ratio.
no. So people went to another of those videos on that and started
And-
commenting the Gina stuff on that video.
Oh, and every single video that the official
Yes,
Star Wars YouTube channel puts out gets destroyed. Just go look at the comment section of any video on there for the last 2 weeks.
I kind of feel bad for the Oscars. I mean, I can see why they disable the comments and likes and dislikes because it's like you can't tell between News Patrol and stuff. It's people on YouTube. But so what
Fade in.
other people are doing now are liking or disliking the heck out of all their videos. They're destroying all their videos now.
Question: Is KK is she involved with anything other than Lucasfilm at this moment? Because remember, she used to be fantastic with a plethora of stuff.
All she did was make coffee for those people. She's riding the coattails of being a coffee maker.
No, that's
and
not true.
She's shown her gross incompetence with Star Wars.
No, this is not true.
It might not be true, but that's what it looks like.
No, she absolutely had a really good hand in like ET and stuff back in the day. And I'm just wondering what has happened now. Why now? And why her? And why? There's a lot of whys.
Leadership corrupted her mind.
That's possible.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely. I guess that could be it.
I think she comes from a certain kind of gated community and raising where she has a certain persona and a certain expectations, but she doesn't follow them in general, but she expects everyone else to. She'll take credit, but she won't take responsibility. It's kind of a double standard, and it falls under the line of the participation trophy standard, and that's the way she works. I'm sorry, Ben Shapiro took over my avatar. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, it does actually look like him.
I'm canceled. I'm done. I'm sorry. But like KK in general, but you have to also look at that video, right? A lot of people pointed this out, like with the Oscars thing, right? She's like, oh, we're trying to promote and do better and promote all women. Yet the 3 people promoted were all white women.
White women, and they got promoted for animating hair correctly. Wow. I'm like, okay, more power, the fact that they're actually in animation, but okay, they got awards for animating hair.
Wait.
The most stereotypical thing us women like to mess with.
Are you saying that those are the 3 women who had to animate that CGI hair in that Tom Hanks movie on Disney Plus? That's what they got the award for?
Oh, probably.
Right?
Too much butt.
They animated the mermaid hair and hid the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
I think she just sees the sands of time running out. She knows that she's on borrowed time, and she's creating as much damage as she can. She doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, she's trying to sink the ship so it can't stay afloat.
Are you sure she's trying to do damage, or is the fact that she doesn't want to actually keep control of the people in the camp that's actually doing all the damage? Because honestly, the fact that they asked for a social media manager in that job application, and no one's applied for it because it seems like either no one listens or no one cares. And the way Lucasfilm has been going, especially with Pablo Hidalgo and all that crap, it looks like a nursery school that's never had nap time.
I think that position was filled though. Like it's
by a board of wood. Or by someone who does something?
I don't know by who, but I noticed a few weeks back that it was no longer open. Like I think the official post said position filled.
Is that because Gina was out? Is that why it was really filled? They just said, we don't need it no more.
It's not just that. If you think about it, ever since the position technically, if it did get filled, you notice really none of the other like actors or anything are doing those crazy posts like Pedro used to do constantly. His social media has been really quiet lately.
Just like the popularity of the Republic books.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was like there was stuff from him every day with this kind of thing that's going on. Now it's like he's not saying anything. It might be because he's like, okay, they got someone watching our social medias now. I got to be careful.
Yeah. Well, low spec Linux laptop. Any other thoughts, man? Anything else you wanted to say?
I still love the old George Lucas stuff, but Disney it was already a corpse. And the Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker's return was having it twitching. And then they just fucking, excuse me, but they buried it deeper than it's ever been with this last round of BS.
Yeah. I hear you, bro. I hope they're listening. Get it fixed if they can. Yep. Thrawn, what's going on with you, sir?
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
You're looking kind of blue.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me just start off like everybody else said. Great job on the documentary. It was the first time I saw it a couple days ago when you posted it for the members. So through and through, both the extra content and the original stuff. And yeah, I did see a lot of that footage before, but no one put it together like you guys all together with the narration and everything and the epilogue, right? That wonderful epilogue with the Mandalorian footage and the reactions, which really tied everything together. And as I mentioned in chat earlier, it's right. It's Luke Skywalker is the foundation of Star Wars, and your documentary really showed that, right? What happens when you mistreat the character? What happens when you give the character respect? So, thank you guys for putting that together.
Our pleasure, man. We love doing it.
I have to say also, I know I always say this with the way you guys mix your sound and what you do with John Williams tracks, always a great job. So I don't know who does the sound mixing in particular, but man, always.
You talking about like the score that's playing in the background and how that changes
That's right.
throughout? Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, great job, man. I mean,
Thanks.
it's fantastic.
Shameless plug. I love being plugged.
No, it's
Wait,
awesome.
never mind.
Once,
Oh, man.
twice, 3 times the plugging.
Thank you, Thrawn. I
Doing a lot of
appreciate
plugging tonight, aren't we?
I feel like we just got our plumber's degree.
that. Thrawn, I appreciate the kind words, man, and thank you for being a member here and everything you do, man. So we love having you around.
Thanks, and thanks for having me. Yes, I got one thing, food for thought, right? Watching WandaVision and what they're doing in Marvel, it seems like they're edging towards kind of tying a lot more of the series into the movies.
Yes, they did say you have to watch WandaVision to understand what's going to happen with the next few movies coming out.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's just the way things are going to go from now on, Marvel and maybe Star Wars. Like
Probably.
when we hit the grand finales, when you need that big budget to get things on screen to make it look awesome, that's the finale of a series or finale of multiple series. Like, could you imagine on the Star Wars end, getting kind of the original EU expansion 7, 8, and 9, right? Where they build it up in the series, in the Mandalorian and Ahsoka series and all that. But then we get the big payoff on the big screen, and they make a ton of money and make a ton of happy fans. I'm
I
wondering
agree
if
with
that's
that.
where
I
they're
like
going.
that.
Wouldn't that be something?
I have to kind of disagree on this fact. Like, I understand that what they're trying to do with the series and relating to the movies, but I think the series are also the test flight to see if the movie that they're going to attach to it will be successful, depending on the viewership. Secondly, the way they're going about treating and visualizing the male characters and the female characters, especially within WandaVision, has gone down a road where it's very.
I don't like what they did to Vision.
I don't like what they did to Hayward either. Hayward has turned into this like Hydra undercover douchebag, and I'm not trying to sound rude. He's not Hydra, I don't think so, but it's very. You know what I mean? It's very off-putting. And the latest episode that came out with WandaVision, I'm not going to spoil it, but the way they did that ending, not the secret ending, but the ending, I felt like I was ripped off.
I mean, with the way they
it's
Photon.
There's going to be more. I mean,
Oh, I
that's
know
the
there's going to be
thing.
more. Yeah.
And this episode happened so darn fast. There was so much stuff that when it started happening, I thought it was just getting started, and all of a sudden it's over. Now, okay, I'm going to stand up and say I don't understand why all the hate on a lot of the Marvel and WandaVision and everything. I will stand up. I'll
I don't
speak
hate
my
it.
mind.
I don't hate
speak
it.
my mind.
I
just
break
don't
it down.
understand.
Richard, I don't hate it. I actually break it down. I've gone through the trailers at .25 playlist. I've spammed the spacebar. I have screenshots and stuff all over the place.
Okay.
And I did in depth. It's just the way they're delivering certain things, especially with this episode. It terrified me when I saw one thing when they were doing. You guys remember the Nexus commercial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nexus had two things for me. That means the Nexus of all realities, which is guarded by Man-Thing, or they were referencing the Fortnite Nexus war that happened last season in Fortnite, because Fortnite is canon in the Marvel universe now.
I mean,
So is the
they used
Mandalorian,
Fortnite
Baby
for
Yoda.
Star Wars, so probably.
Here's my theory to totally distract from what I was going into. The fact that we've got WandaVision is kind of a result of the pandemic, and I know it was filmed before, though somehow it fit perfectly within the pandemic, meaning it fit a certain thing, it fit a certain formula, and now it's so darn popular that I think we will see several more ripoffs, as we did with The Office. We saw an American version. We saw, this and that. I mean, anything that's popular, we're going to see ripoffs. Now, Star Wars is looking for good stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if that theory holds true, that we do get a couple series that tie into a big movie. It just makes sense.
At the same time, sorry, go ahead, Kiki. I talk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, I think the audiences are becoming accustomed to the Netflix type series where there's a lot of time for character development, and you just don't get that with movies. and it hurts movies in a lot of sense. So
I
what do you
agree.
do when people are starting to get used to that? But use and how do you still make your money? But use the movies to kind of tie the series together. It just seems logical to me.
I think that they're trying a new formula. It's a very effective formula, especially since they're following the week to week schedule rather than everything at once. You're not binge and done. But there's one thing I want you guys to remember about this. You guys remember that there's 2 people in the commercials, right? Usually for every episode, right?
Correct.
Except for the shark, right? So they weren't on the
There's
billboard.
still 2 people in there technically.
Yeah, I know, but they weren't on the billboard that the sword did all of the town. And they're the only people I haven't had an identities revealed yet. So if Agatha, let's just say this, is not the actual...
Agnes. You mean Agnes?
No, they said no. She's
No, not
Agnes.
Who hasn't
Sorry, Agatha Christie, who's in the show. Agatha Christie.
I don't know what the spoiler rules are here, Echo Base.
I didn't mean to spoil it. I was not
I've
trying
never
to,
seen it.
I was about to say it.
But okay, Agnes. Sorry, Agnes. I get the names mixed up.
Trust me, we have infighting every single freaking weekend over at the PGS. So,
but
we don't know about spoilers.
I don't think she is what the show ended on, and I'm still wondering what the 2 commercial stores are or who they are, and if there's more than one puppet master.
Echo Base, do a spoiler thing. Oh wait, you haven't seen it though, Coach, right?
I haven't.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm talking.
No.
about
I'm saying I want to be involved. I want to. I obsess over this stuff. I seriously do.
I want to watch it. I can't
Don't care.
watch it while I'm going through other shows.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. So once I can eliminate some stuff off my plate, then I'll move over to it. But guys, I want to move over to Canadian Spider-Man and get him in here.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, bro, it's okay. Canadian, what's going on, man?
Yeah, how's my volume?
You're good. You sound good.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just want to thank you for having me on. And Coach and Nick, I really appreciate how positive your channel is. When I first found the YouTube family and all the channels, I was drawn to the more angry channels, Doomcock's rants, and 'cause I was quite angry, over what they had done to Luke and Leia and Han. But I'm quite happy that I've found your channel and that you are more positive because, anger leads to the dark side. So I think it's more constructive doing it the way you're doing. And I still watch Doomcock and all those other channels, but I really appreciate the positive spin that you guys both put on it. And the video was excellent. The documentary, that it's good to have something like that for posterity and just looking back on it to document everything that's happened. And you did an excellent job on it, and I can tell it was a project of passion.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Canadian, very much. I always tell people when they ask or draw comparisons like that, we love Doomcock and we love Geeks and Gamers and we love all those channels and we watch their stuff and they're we consider them friends. But if the reason that Nick and I do things the way that we do it is because if we focused on everything that we hated, we hate this, they did this now, they did this now, they did this now, then you wouldn't get a lot of content because I wouldn't be motivated to make it. Because I don't want to spend that much time on hating stuff. I would rather focus on... So I had to take a step outside of our channel and look at it, and Nick and I both did this together, and we were like, so are we a news channel or are we a fan channel? Or are we this pseudo in-between kind of thing? And we consider ourselves more of a fan channel that covers the news when we choose to. So thank you for saying all that, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, of course, I still watch Doomcock and Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, and all of those.
Oh yeah,
guys,
we do all the time.
I appreciate the positive spin. I'm more of a positive person, and I really like the positive spin you put on it. And it's just, I feel. How do you like the new avatar? That's actually me in my mask, my new Spidey mask.
That's awesome, dude.
Sweet.
It's not angry enough.
No, it's just the right amount. It's just the right amount.
I just, yeah. I just want to know if you're getting plugged.
Oh, plug, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get plugged up here. I'm in a camp with 300 guys. There's very few ladies up there.
My mop is female, so if you want to borrow my mop, Wendy is very, very satisfying.
Yes. Hey,
All right, guys. Let me.
2 weeks. Yeah, I might take you up on that, but I don't want to take any time. I just want to say thank you for everything.
Oh, it's good. Look, we're gonna do something a little special here with Tim Myers, who's gonna be our last pop in.
Yep.
But let me hit these super chats real quick. We got let's see. Colleen Guerra sent a $10 super chat. She says, "Thanks for the awesome documentary. What's the subject of the next one? I'm so happy to be part of this wonderful EBN family." Colleen, thank you so much for that. And I'm going to show you exactly what our next project's going to be. It is right here, and we hope that you will enjoy it.
Acknowledge using your target for attack.
And that documentary will be narrated by none other than Mauler. So we are excited.
Was that TIE Fighter versus X-Wing? Or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter? Or TIE
Fighter.
Because I saw that and I literally got all happy.
X-Wing versus TIE Fighter is the game. So that's a documentary that covers the entire history of LucasArts from 1982 until basically now. So we are working on that. Nick and I are hard at work. We are gathering media. We're scheduling interviews with people who used to work for the company. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So we're very excited about it. And we want it to be better than our last one. So thank you very much, Colleen, for that $10 super chat. And Venger sends a chat. A 4.99 pound. How do you say that? You don't say dollars. A $4.99 super chat. Seeing the 3x3 pop-in grid makes me think the Echo Base Brady Bunch. I understand, and we still got that going on. Thank you very much, Venger, for that. And people have been calling for the Ahsoka video. Let me see if I have it. There it is. We are UR Echo Base Network. This is for Colleen and Venger.
Such a good Ahsoka scene. So good. So good.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Well, guys, we appreciate all y'all popping in. I am going to, let's see. I'm going to give this man, I told him that he would be the featured pop-in last weekend. And it's time. Kylo Tim.
Hey, what's up? Hey,
the show is all yours, brother, since
you have taken over.
Yeah.
Okay, so I watched your documentary. I loved it. Like, I didn't watch like live. I saw like the original version. I didn't see the Snyder Cut version, but no. But I caught like parts of the end of it too. But it was like going through like a time portal because I watched a lot of those channels like John Talks, John Campia, Collider, the Schmoes Know, and all the other bunch of random channels. So we could like kind of see it was very like bittersweet at the end when you saw the people that were speaking positive. You know, I don't know how to word it. I don't want to be controversial.
Be
You say whatever you say whatever you want, as long as it's you being controversial and not me. I'm good.
Yeah, and we're fans of all those channels too that we had. In
Yes,
the
we are, man.
Yeah,
You know
so-
that it's okay for people to disagree here. If you can't disagree here, then you need to be going away. Like I'm talking to the chat. Like
Yeah,
I disagree.
Bye, Felicia. But yeah, at the end it was bittersweet, and you could kind of see where it was going because you can only be positive for so much. It's like your best friend, or if you have a friend that's a girl, and they start wearing too much makeup, and they start caking it on, and you're
I had an
not
ex that did that.
yeah, and you're not being their best friend. It just gets, you know, there comes a point where you have to be that best friend. They may not like what you say at the start, but then they'll realize, yeah, that person was really my friend. So that kind of sums up your documentary in a way, like, because, you know, I liked how the fact that you played two different sides of the spectrum, right? And then you saw how it developed through each movie. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. And when I saw Force Awakens, I felt the disturbance in the Force a little bit. And then when I saw the second one, I was like, gosh dang. You know, I don't know. I told it on Cardinal Sins channel, I was set up on almost on like a blind date, and I almost left with an hour, not just because of her, because of the film. It was a unique situation. And then, you know, when I went to the man room, the bathroom, and no one's talking, and so it was just a different experience. And when I saw the last one, you know, they listened to what we had said, but it was kind of it was like a hot mess. And then, you know, they erased like the arc of Anakin Skywalker not being the chosen one. They downpowered Palpatine, and I mean, we all know this. So, yeah, more hats off to you. You guys actually inspired me in a way, because I want to do. Someone said some kind words on a video I did about Shutter Island or whatever, because like the edits I had, and I want to do like a mini documentary. Like I had brought an argument about like the redemption story of Star Wars and how it's integrated. Yes, each movie has its specific themes laid out, but I want to parallel all the trilogies together, and how it weaves together, and how they kind of interrelate. Like to point out, like the first like the way they came out, like how the way it came out was like perfect, but how the first trilogy was like towards the end was like a hero's journey. Like who is the Return of the Jedi? Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker? Let me ask you that one.
That's a good question.
A very good question.
I mean, I guess you could look at it in either way. I mean, depending on your own. It's sort of like Obi-Wan said, you know, things depend greatly on our own point of view. You know, I mean, you could look at Luke being the return of the Jedi, and you could also look at Vader being him turning from the dark side and back to the Jedi and returning to the Jedi. So yeah, I mean, it works both ways.
Yeah, if you look at go ahead.
I wanted to add quickly, I think the Return of the Jedi is the reference that Anakin resolves his sins from the Sith and becomes back to the Jedi Order. That's the main pretense. It's not Luke becoming a Jedi and returning of the Jedi standard. It's Anakin's absolution of his sins, not to the fullest degree, but to the point where he is now returned to the good choice of what the Jedi would do, which means saving his son and getting rid of Palpatine, which is the Force that has convoluted his choice.
If you look at all 6 movies overall, the overall arcing story of all 6 movies, that makes sense for sure.
Luke is the hero's journey. Anakin is the saved end story of the journey, because the Revenge of the Sith is literally taking over one Jedi who becomes a Sith and kills all the Jedi. The Return of the Jedi is the one that destroyed the Jedi and coming back from the Sith. That is the return.
Here's my only rebuttal to that is that Obi-Wan did not even consider, or Ben Kenobi rather, did not consider himself a Jedi still. He said, I was once a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
And so in the original trilogy, from 1983 until 1999, Return of the Jedi was Luke. But after the prequels came out, I certainly understand what you're saying there, Stephen. That definitely fits. That's a thought I've never had, man.
Well, the return terminology is more than just like returning from a destination. It can be returning from the dark point of your life, or the returning of a choice, returning of a package. You have to look at the whole full circle. Not a lot of people can see it different ways.
Well, I also think, even Obi-Wan said that the Jedi are all extinct.
Yeah.
But
and
yeah,
who would return? Because Luke was never a Jedi to begin with, right? He was the hero who was trained in the ways, but not an actual Jedi. Because Obi-Wan was never a master to him. He only taught of the lessons and of the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anakin was never a master either.
Nope.
But he was still of Jedi Order.
Yeah, I just pointing that out. But what my whole video want to be about, I want to have other people on and write it in a different way. But if you look at it's controversial, you're interpretive, what you're thinking on who the Return of the Jedi is. But if you look at it, it's like the redemption story, but then it's if you look at the sequel trilogy, it's almost like the
dark Sith got him.
Yeah, so it's redemption in a way. It's like almost a redemption for the dark side because Palpatine needed Anakin, right? He couldn't kill him off. He needed to double fair the game up. And then also, if you look at the new trilogy, Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, redemption towards the end. So it's like the way they release it, not exactly how it fits. It's like up, down, up. So I want to connect the parallels together and make a story out of it. And just I want to use, figure out how to use clips to on specific points I want to bring out. I mapped it all out and I have timelines in there and stuff like that to elaborate, but that's the premise of what I want to do. But also I've been thinking about I saw Fat Steven Skull. You're not fat, by the way, Steven, but just kidding. I don't know, I've never seen you, but I saw your Gina interview. I was live on the chat. I'm sure you might have saw me on there.
I saw you, sir. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I did notice, not to spoil anything, you see the shift in her body language throughout and her comfortability and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty good. That's all I'm going to comment because I don't want to spoil it either. And then,
was it just me or did she seem a little nervous?
Oh yeah, at the start, she was she was petrified.
She's still shy.
I need to correct my term. Sorry, I need to correct my terminology. I think what the return means is the return of the Skywalker being back to the Jedi, not the actual Anakin himself, because Luke claims he's a Jedi after he has to face Vader a second time, but that is a Skywalker coming into Jedi. This is the return of the Skywalker to the Jedi. Maybe that's what it means.
Yeah, because Darth Vader is kind of dead, or it's two different split personalities.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like Batman going away from Batman, going back to Bruce Wayne, right?
Yeah, he's more machine than man.
Yeah.
Kylo Ben Solo.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up, as far as Star Wars moving forward, yeah, you want to be bring up stay within that realm, but maybe a spin-off. I know they were talking was it in Rebels or one of them where Ahsoka went through the time portal and they were talking about the multiverse stuff like that, rewriting the history. So I had a way maybe a spin-off movie or a series where they can have you have Kylo Ren that created his own faction. So you could have another Jedi that was forgotten on a mission because of the military mind thinking, not going back. And he could turn like a rogue Force user. Maybe at first he's evil, but he's been going through he was left of the mission and then he goes through a black hole. Don't tell me you're going through warp speed and you've never gone through a black hole. I mean, yeah, they can see it projected, but are those things absolutely correct and nothing can move in? Or I know, do they alter just time, just everything just freeze, or is there a fraction of a second that is frozen? So why wouldn't there be a if you look at Interstellar and something like that? Comment anyone who was talking.
No, I hit my toe. I was trying not to say ow. I'm sorry.
Oh no, not the
No.
toe again.
No, but like you want to keep the core elements of Star Wars is, but a different story of evolution. So I know it's a little bit different, maybe Star Trek-ish and Interstellar, but more of a mind game. You know, it's always been this kind of samurai-esque like knight story or whatever, and like the Force dictates, like the energy dictates everything throughout the ether, and but to expand the story, maybe a spin-off and have that character come back in like a different timeline and be help contribute towards the cause or whatever, as like retribution for him. Like if you look at Hawkeye, what he went through in Endgame, right? He lost his kids and all that, and he started killing people, trying to figure out why. And then he wanted to die, but anyone that's seen Endgame, he wanted to die, but Natasha ended up dying. She kind of outsmarted him there. But kind of the same thing. He kind of has that coming to Jesus moment or whatever. And then also you could kind of do it. Weren't they talking about going like back to Darth Sidious and all that? Like, and what was it? Darth Bane. And then like how Palpatine killed Sidious and all that. I feel like if they went even further back, because I'm tired of seeing like this. I want them to go like way in the future where like the original characters don't exist now, because all they're going to do is shortchange them, I feel like.
Can I ask you a question, Tim?
Yeah, go ahead.
What if you looked at it through this perspective, and instead of it actually going in the future, because that means they can do whatever the hell they want, that they could still maintain themselves within the same timeline, even of the original trilogy, but they're only in one part of the galaxy. The Outer Rim is huge. Why can't there be a same kind of problem with a different name for the Jedi in that Outer Rim area that hasn't even come into the New Republic, as well as the Coruscant and all that stuff? There's still a whole Outer Rim in that area that has yet to be explored or even dwelled into enough to have a new group of heroes, anti-villains, and all that etc. built together.
Yeah, 100%. Like when I was bringing up with my other character, I named him like Lith Main, because Darth means like father of dark, right? Is that what Darth means? And then Lith would be the father of light. It's a made up term, I know, but just go with me. Or you have Darth Bane, but Darth Main or whatever. But I forgot, because what I was bringing up, the galaxy is so vast, right? Far, far time away ago, and so start incorporating some of that, because there has to be some Jedi or like that went outside the Outer Rim, or they just lost because it's like they can't sense it because it's so far away. So I mean, yeah. But
every time Tim pauses, I think he's doing a Jedi mind trick on us. It's really creeping me out.
He's the best, man.
I love his hair. I want his hair. Can you just give me your hair? Thank you. Just chop it off.
When I cut it, I can donate it to you.
I want his body. Wait, I mean, I
want
his
his
muscles.
butt? You want his butt? Did I hear butt?
I want his muscles, man. He posts on Facebook like he's flexing. Tim don't play.
Yeah, I do business, son.
I call this one Jedi and this one Sith, and they're always at odds.
Like Lucas said in last Saturday's night stream, not like there's anything wrong with that.
Obviously, I'm kidding, but yes.
He's like, as long as I don't make eye contact,
It was
I'm
a
not
joke.
kidding.
Just kidding. Nope, I can't back that up. Well, guys, y'all are awesome. I'm glad y'all popped in. We got another panel sitting here that's going to come in as well, and we got some super chats and things. Does anybody want to plug their channel? Anybody want to say anything last? Low Spec
last
Linux
words?
Laptop, you are up, sir.
All right, I'm in the high mountain desert of the Rocky Mountains, and I do off-grid solar gaming on an old crappy Pentium laptop. So it's retro gaming because that's what it can do.
I was just up in Colorado not too long ago. I love it up there.
Close. I'm actually in New Mexico.
Oh, okay. I was actually in New Mexico too. the same week.
Nixon everywhere, man.
So yeah, I'm building an Earthship out in the middle of nowhere, which is kind of on hold with the weather right now. But that's where I stream from, out in the middle of nowhere.
I was in Albuquerque.
Oh, Albuquerque! Oh, boy.
Yeah, Albuquerque.
Remember, Bugs Bunny was always taking a wrong turn, and Albuquerque. He must have just partied too hard every time he got there.
Yeah.
When I was in the Army, one of the last things that we did, even though I was stationed in Hawaii, we deployed to Four Corners, which was, I guess, New Mexico, and it was in that area. We were on the, I guess, Albuquerque side. Is that correct? New Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, we were in that area, but we were doing, this is in the 90s, so drug deployment, or drug, whatever, stopping people from climbing up the mountains with drugs. So we were going down the mountains to figure out how to stop them. So that's my Albuquerque story.
Awesome. Well, Richard, did you want to plug anything or anything before we go?
Professionally, I am not supposed to talk about the other place that I work for whenever I'm doing a personal thing on my own like this. So I can say that The Richards Art on Facebook is I'm working on it right now, and I've been going through, and I found about 1,000 new photos that I can start adding. So it's The Richards Art, and I'm establishing the art that I had before, and then I've got a whole bunch more new stuff. I mean, for example, I don't know if you guys have ever seen my videos called Jeff Says with Jeff Goldblum, which I won from you guys. You remember that? You guys had a Jeopardy game, and I won a $25 gift certificate. So I started making videos with this Jeff Goldblum action figure.
Why is he wearing a shirt? He's supposed to be shirtless. I find that very false facts right now.
Well, the bigger question is, why is he and Andrew Dice Clay and Richard Simmons traveling the galaxy?
That's a strange crowd right there.
They're going to be riding. Let's see, I know it's glowing. Let me see. They're going to be riding on skeletal fish and all kinds of stuff. I've got all kinds of videos that I've made and some that I'm working on. I mean,
have you happened to seen any of our stop motion animated movies?
No, I've heard about them, and I wanted to connect with you because everybody tells me that I need to do stop motion. So I think that's the next step. So I'll connect with you guys.
Awesome. Look forward
Coach
to
knows
that.
all about the stop animation.
Holy crap! Get ready for thousands of pictures, but it's fun.
Well, you think I'm getting 1,000? I've got the book, 10,000 frames per second, all about taking pictures on your toys. So
yeah, that's awesome.
All right,
we'll
that's
shoot you
it
a
for
link.
me.
We'll shoot you a link to some of the stuff we've done. Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Aloha, everybody. And
Absolutely.
Tim, I put your link down there. If you need to update it, put a different link in there. But that's your latest video. I put it in both chats. Okay.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Follow me
you're
at
welcome to
TikTok.
Make sure you spell it right.
Follow me at Tim's Talk, and I think I'm going to start Instagram again. I started my Facebook back up, so I'm here.
Awesome. Tim, did you want to plug anything that you got going on before we go?
Nothing really. I think I'm going to start working. Yeah, the gun show. I'll have to keep these things sealed. But anyways, yeah, I'm working on a new short film with my buddy. I had that the film Closed Doors in R&B's film festival. It'll air sometime soon. But yeah, I'm working on something else like this, a little bit deeper into the concept I went into. That I myself, Coach, I know you were asking about cameras. You know, I was a film student. I was looking into the graphic card, the thing that you're looking into too. Valiant Renegade probably knows more than me on the cameras, but I'd use a DSLR 4. It's a Canon Rebel SL2. It's a camera that won't break the bank, but it has like a pop-out screen for good for vlogging. On any of my videos, I use that John Campea angle where it starts off from the side. And then I convert it to the normal screen right here. But it takes pretty clear. It'll go 60 frames per second. Takes good headshots. That's kind of what I got. I got a nice tall tripod because I'm taller. I'm 6'1", so I had to get a huge one or whatever. Because also, if you're trying to look thinner and on your face, you want it from like a tilt, like a upward and a tilt. No joke.
Right.
No one looks good from like an angle from below the chin. So
Right.
like I have experience from like modeling, bodybuilding, and like some acting. So I see like both sides of the camera. So
sure,
yeah.
Absolutely. Good tips there. Nothing can save these cheeks, Tim. Nothing. But I appreciate that. Thrawn, what's going on, man? You want to plug anything or last words?
Nah, I'm just here to chat. I'll plug your awesome sound mixing skills, man. I'll talk those up again.
Well, thank you.
Keep doing a great job.
That's actually the very last thing that we do on those videos. Yeah. Everything's done, and then we do the soundtrack music overlay after. It's the last step, and it definitely makes it. It definitely makes it. So thank you so much, Fat Steven.
Yeah,
there he is.
There he is.
Kind of stuck here.
I'm ready for my cousin.
You should just own it, Coach, and make those cheeks extra chipmunky.
Hey, can we highlight Fat Steven Seagal in this segment?
Yes.
Hi, Tim. I'm not. Oh, what am I doing here? Hi. Yeah, this is the Fat Steven avatar I usually use when it comes to the lunch table shows. What was I supposed to do again?
Just talk about your. I mean, really, the floor is yours. I mean,
plug
anything
something.
about the documentary, the Gina stuff, the whatever,
okay,
video games, Destiny 2.
Well, yeah. I added you, but you're never on, so that's already like an ex-girlfriend thing happening. That's great. Yeah, I am Fat Steven. I co-host the Lunch Table with Lorena Creole. I also do my own channel. I just did my first weird, I guess, successful live stream with the Gina Carano interview. It was one of those things that if you haven't watched it, watch the interview. You can see how real she is, how genuine she is, especially when she's talking about how she wants to not have the future generations, the younger generations, going through what she's gone through with mob mentality and these people that don't give up on trying to cancel people. It's very heartfelt. But at the same time, you guys got to keep supporting Echo Base, because you got people like Coach, who has the voice that not only talks to you like a human being, he looks at you even though you can't make eye contact. You don't get that much on chance. Nick is great because he always gives out the wrong link, so I always love his comedy.
The YouTube link instead of the StreamYard link.
All these people I've met on the panel, I guess the last few days when I've been able to jump on, like, you're all your own individual, but you're genuine individual. So I'm glad to sub to you, or at least stalk you in the chats. I'm always watching, but I'm not always commenting. Other than that, check out the interview. That's what the thumbnail looks like on my channel. If you want to have 4 hours of laughs and in-depth conversation, it's been a pleasure. These guys are great. They actually let me talk without mace, so it's just fun. I try to be funny, but you all deserve a chance to talk and be heard and give your opinion, whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, or something else. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I would like to end this segment with one thing. I got no legs. Thank you very much.
All right, buddy.
In Fat Steven Seagal, tomorrow I will be on the PS4 playing Destiny tomorrow afternoon. So
what's your afternoon time? Because I'm on Eastern, so when you say your time, that's probably nighttime for me.
No, I'm on Central, so I'm only an hour behind you. So like noon, 1 o'clock time frame.
Just look for the rabbits. That's my name. You know which one I am, right?
Yep.
Just look for the rabbits. I'll try to make my guy online. I'm
Okay.
usually in the battlegrounds yelling at people who don't help.
Yeah, I'm so far behind on so many different quests and all that stuff. Like, so
It's overwhelming now, but you'll have fun.
Yeah, I need help.
you do need help. That's why Coach is here.
That's right.
Yeah, but you guys are great. Richard, you're great in your own way. I'm glad that all of you guys are comfortable enough to enjoy your franchises, your fandoms, and you promote it. And that's not Star Wars. You're breaking your character, Kylo.
Yeah.
But, thank you for your time, and honestly, sub to Geeky Pixie too. She's underrated, and she makes great AMVs, and she needs a new headset that can be picked up on remote desktop or whatever it was I was reading for.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to pop y'all out. I've got we got another panel that we're going to do, our last one of the night, but I want to hit these memberships. We've got Bob A, who has joined the channel. Thank you very much, Bob A. Glad to have you with us, sir. And we also have, bear with me, Johnny Gonzalez has also become a member tonight. And we just want to say thank you. Nick and I are overwhelmed. We just can't believe it. We're up to 109 members, which
nice.
we've only been offering memberships for a little bit over a month.
Yeah.
Good job.
So thank you guys so much for that. If the people in chat would just welcome those, we appreciate it. And guys, welcome to the member family. We are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. Okay, we
vote with your wallets, folks. Don't give Disney your money. You can give it to these guys or any other places, but those people at Disney hate you.
My arms don't move. I can't reach my wallet.
Culture Casino has also joined.
Oh, hell,
and
Culture
become a
Casino.
member. So thank you.
He does good
Culture
stuff over there
Casino.
on his channel.
He
Sub
sure does.
to him if you haven't.
Yes, he does. Very well spoken, very articulate. Does a great job.
Yep.
Let's see. We've got Matt Risman sent a $19.99 super chat. He says, "Just because it's been great to be here again, thank you." And Matt, we appreciate that from you, sir. It's been great having you. Colleen Guerra said in a $5 super chat, "Holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." Very true, Colleen. Very wise. Sean Watts sent a $10 super chat, and he said, "Great YouTube channel." Thank you very much, Sean. We appreciate that. It's more of a community. It's a great Star Wars. It's a great YouTube community that we've got here.
And we're going to be doing some gaming later if Coach is still awake.
Nick and I are sure to die. I'm guaranteed.
Yeah.
Culture Casino with a $2 super chat. Well done, Fat Steven.
What did I do?
I don't know.
you showed up. You showed up. That's all you got.
Oh, I finally got enough Crisco to get out of the bedroom. Thank you very much, Culture. It's great.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate those super chats. Culture Casino, Sean Watts, Colleen Guerra, and Matt Risman. We greatly appreciate it. Let's see what I want to give y'all. How about a little Boba Fett? We are Echo Base Network. This one's for you. All right, guys. I'm going to have to pop y'all out and make room for our next guests. So
thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Yep. See y'all later. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for everybody for being here.
And stay tuned to the Dead by Daylight streams because they both kill each other real quick trying to save each other.
Exactly.
Last night was
Thanks for having us on and letting us share our voices.
Our pleasure, bro.
Every Saturday,
Anytime.
man. Every Saturday. And any random stream that we might do.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
May the force be with you.
Thanks, Low Spec.
Low Spec, I want to connect with you. I love your voice.
I've got a channel.
Yeah. I subscribed. I just wanted to let you know. This is the Richard. I wanted to let you know I love your voice. I want to connect with you. All right, bro?
I've had other people say that I should do that I have a good voice to do stuff with it.
Yeah.
You do.
Video commentary, all that sort of stuff, man. You'd be awesome at that.
Absolutely.
That's amazing what this crappy laptop mic can do.
Yeah.
It's not
It
the
doesn't.
mic,
It doesn't
it's
take
you.
much.
It's you, bro. It's you. All right. Thanks, gentlemen. Thanks, folks. Thanks,
See
ladies.
y'all. Yep,
Night, night.
yep. See y'all,
All right,
guys.
see y'all.
All right, we are popping in Shellback. We've got Culture Casino and Brittany. Hail to everybody.
Hey, how you guys
we
doing?
All right. Well, Shellback, you were here. You have priority over everybody else because you popped in first, man. What's
Well,
on your mind?
Well, I heard you had cookies, so.
And milk.
Look at these cheeks, man. The cookies are gone.
Oh, man. I guess I'll have to go back over to the dark side then, because they say they have cookies too.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
now, I haven't seen your that little documentary thing, but I do have it's on queue though. I've got a tab up for it, so I will watch it. And I've also got Fat Stevens stream up on a tab as well. So I'm gonna watch those in the very, very, very near future. But
Let us know what you think about it.
yeah, man. But I mean, I don't know. You guys are, awesome with the, I don't know, I guess like an even keel, attitude. I mean, I just like, you guys have a really good vibe. So
Are you saying that we don't have emotional outbursts?
Well,
Is that-
maybe Nick does, but
Every once in a while.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. We try to be sensible and logical about it all. But
Right.
I have done some videos solo by myself where I was doing the ranting and raving. Believe it or not, you can't find those anymore. They're gone. And it just didn't work. And it's not me. That's the one thing that Nick and I wanted to do when we started the channel. We want to be authentic. If you ever see us at the grocery store, this is us. This is who we are. So it is what it is.
That'd be a long drive for me since I live in the state of Washington right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, come on.
I mean, I technically I've got relatives by marriage in y'all's neck of the woods. My sister-in-law is from LA, Lower Alabama. But yeah, no, it's just it's just good to have a channel like you guys, because especially since you carry a certain hashtag, and there are still, there's all these people out there that, that think that, TFM is nothing but a hate group. And, it's just it's still kind of irritating that reputation or whatever is still out there. Obviously people don't pay enough attention to be educated differently. But I mean, the sequel trilogy though, like, Disney Lucasfilm, in my humble opinion, Disney Lucasfilm has put out about 1.5 or maybe 1 1/3 good movies. Okay, the rest of it has been trash. And even the one full movie that I think is decent, which is Rogue One, was still basically a stolen story. They in the books, for those people that are into the EU, there was a man named Kyle Katarn who got the plans to the Death Star. Not a young lady like in Rogue One, but and TFA. I know there's a lot of people that just hated TFA from the get, but for me, it was about, like I said, about 1/3 to 1/2 of a good movie. They were doing all right until basically when Finn and Rey met, right, and they escaped on the Falcon, and I'm not even trying to be all tripped out about her, being like this super good pilot, in the Falcon, because she's roughly the same age that Luke was, when we first saw him. So, I'm given, the benefit of the doubt that she knew how to do a little bit of flying. Her being, being able to do loop-de-loos and all that stuff, like a boss. I don't know. But anyway.
Did you see where they talked about how she learned how to do that looking at the computer of the of a Y-wing or something like that?
Well, oh God! The only thing I can think of when I think of Rey and the Falcon is, look, I bypassed the compressor.
Oh gosh!
But I mean, in that spot right there, to me, in that right around in that part of the movie, is when Luke should have came in, right, and is like, okay, you kids are coming with me. But no, they gave him like 30 seconds at the end of the movie, and then I don't know, and the whole when they started off the movie that shall not be named in full, TLJ, she hands him the freaking saber, and he just tosses it over the freaking cliff. I was like, I instantly thought, I'm not. I'll admit, I let out a little giggle. It was just like a reactionary type of giggle. But then I'm like, I just got that WTF look on my face.
Right.
And I shit you not, by the time the movie was over, before I got out to my car, I wanted to run over something, okay? Like I was, I mean, for don't call PETA on me, but I was hoping that one of God's little creatures would run out in front of my car so I could hit it.
That reminds me of a time an angry parent tried to run me over in the parking lot after a basketball game.
But
I'm not kidding.
Wow. But I mean that's how irritated I was. I mean, obviously I wouldn't have done that for real. I mean, I am a definite animal lover, but it's just an analogy, I guess. But oh God, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna watch y'all's little video sometime this weekend for sure.
Well, don't get angry and turn it off before it ends. You gotta hold course and make it through.
Am I gonna end up writing you guys a little letter? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Well, I mean, because we're given the fan reaction, so there's gonna be a lot of negativity. But it finishes on a high note. So it's very emotional. There's some major ups and downs to it. So, but that's what happened. That's the story. So definitely let us know. I'll tell you this: we've gotten overwhelming positive comments from the documentary. We released that documentary over a year ago, and this is the special edition cut of it. And the positivity's already pouring in. I just looked at it a second ago. It's already been viewed from tonight over 2,000 times.
Right.
2,300 times.
So if this is the special edition, are we going to have the extended musical part in the cantina?
No, this is it. This is the goodbye to that. We're the book is closed. So we're moving on to other things now.
Okay.
But Shellback, thank you for coming in, man, and sharing all that. And let us know what you think about that documentary.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Culture Casino, what is on your mind, sir?
Well, other than just a follow-up to that, I think that I had one of the weirdest reactions to the film. And not yours necessarily, although we'll see what the director's cut looks like. But as Shellback was describing, TLJ made me a crazy human being. Because at the end of that, my brother and I didn't speak to each other. We walked out of the theater and didn't say 2 words to each other.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
That's what me and Nick did. Yeah.
It's never happened.
Yep.
It's never happened in my life. My family, we were dedicated to Star Wars. I am old enough to have seen the original film in the theaters. I think I probably shared that before. Maybe not here, but in enough places that everybody knows. So, yeah, as a 50-year-old person, I saw the film at the Cine Capri in the Phoenix area at that time when I was living in that area. And that was the largest screen that you could possibly see it on in that part of the country. It was Cinerama Theater. So 270 degrees of amazing theatrical awesomeness shot on, 70 millimeter possibly at that point in time. It's pretty amazing. And that's the point at which I was like, oh my God, I'm hooked on Star Wars. Because at that time, Star Wars was A New Hope. There wasn't another name for the film. A New Hope was a new thing, later on. The original film was called Star Wars, right? Okay. So it was an incredible moment in time. And I always tell people, it's amazing. It was a visceral experience from the very moment that the Rebel cruiser goes flying over the top and the freaking Star Destroyer comes over your head. And I'm going to say it forever the same way, because it was the most feeling I'd ever had in the cinema as a 6 and 7-year-old kid. It's a little kid. I'm a little kid. That's when film made an impression on me. They tried to get rid of the 50-year-olds, guys. That's what Star Wars was trying to do in the latest iteration. And guess what? It didn't work. I still love those films, but then they smacked me in the face with TLJ. And TLJ was a giant flaming turd that was thrown upon everybody's plates from the moment that, Shelldock was talking about, when Luke Skywalker was handed a lightsaber that belonged to him and it had some significance beyond that. And he tossed it over his shoulder. And I was done. Mm-hmm. So I finished the film like everybody else in the theater, and my mood was immediately muted. And it wasn't because the cinematic experience would have called for that. It was because I was essentially told that my everything that I thought about the character that led the series primarily had essentially been removed in probably the most disgusting fashion possible. And from that point forward, like I said, my brother and I, who grew up on these films, my youngest brother, not the other couple of those idiots, but my youngest brother and I, when we walked out of that film, we were like, what? Because we couldn't talk to each other. It was an experience that was indescribable. And over the course of the next couple of hours, I didn't say anything. The boss, you guys probably, if you know me, the boss is the boss in the household. And the boss was, this was a family affair. We took everybody, we took all the kids, everybody was there. Grandma and grandpa were there, everybody's there. We didn't say anything. So I got home, it was 2 hours afterwards, and I went, I don't even believe what I just saw. And from that point forward, everything was different. It changed. I'd seen the oddest experience in my lifetime. It wasn't acceptable to me. It wasn't acceptable to anybody else in the theater, I don't think, because I've never heard such silence in a theater in all my lifetime. And there wasn't any celebration at the end of the film. If you've ever been to a Star Wars film, at the end of the film, even the disaster of the prequels, what do people do at the end of the film? They cheer.
They cheer. Unless you're in Japan.
And at the beginning.
Yeah. And you know what didn't happen? Nothing.
Nobody cheered. Yeah, it was silent.
It was the weirdest experience in the world, and I'm sure other people have said that. I'm sure
after a Star Wars movie of all things.
Which is insane. Do you know what else you clap after? An Indiana Jones film. You know what I'm saying? There's like this weird thing. This Lucasfilm aura, right? During George's time, when you actually clap, there's an experience. Sometimes, as Nick said, you get excited at the beginning of it. You're cheering because the music comes on, that first blast of whatever the theme is, right? And you're super pumped. That didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, and sometimes you had that same experience at a Bond film. Well, boy, kids, let me tell you, believe me, I'm not throwing anything under the bus here. But guess what? You're not going to have that at all in the next Bond film. So don't get excited for the next film. But it's the weirdest place in the world you're ever going to exist. And that was it. So from that point forward, I had serious doubts about the things that, I'd been attached to, right? But it was bigger than that for me because of my family's attachment with the company that ended up purchasing Lucasfilm. Right. So there was significant stuff. And then I'd heard some stuff, didn't believe it. But when it comes to the screen in front of your face when some of the people that you trust, that you know, family members, friends that have worked for the company that you've had ancillary activity with, contact with, whatever words you want to use, in the course of doing business and every other thing in my family's history, you go, what the hell happened?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened is they fed even farther into this desire to essentially destroy the culture from within. And that was my reaction to the film. My reaction to other people's coverage of the film has been mixed at best, because I've experienced people saying positive things about it. I've experienced people saying negative things about it. It's one of the reasons that it's one of the many reasons I started a YouTube channel, of course. But it's just I found myself in this really weird place, and it's weird. The community is an ebb and flow, as you guys know. You are positive one day about something and you're negative the other day, because you can't. The sands shift. There's no foundation any longer, and it makes it feel like you're completely unstable in your fandom. Well, that's happened to every fandom now. It's not just those of us who love Star Wars, Echo Base Network, and the Star Wars Theory, all of these amazing creators and people that love that stuff, because that's the stuff we love. We grew up with the stuff, right? It's everybody else. You got your Whovians, your Star Trek folk, everybody else, and they're on the same shifting sands we all are, because no longer is there an ideal, an established reality that we all live in. There's no common language, and that's and again, that's what inspired me amongst all the amazing creators out there to start a YouTube channel. It's the same thing that inspired, I believe, Shellback, because he's talked about his personal journey, and everybody else here. You guys, of course, you're leaders you're leaders in this group of humanity that are like going, I'm not really sure I'm okay with most of this stuff. And it's a cool place to be. And I'm so glad, and I said it the last time I was here, I'm going to say it again. I'm glad that Ord's board brought me to you guys. Ord's was, one of those folks. And, there's other creators that mentioned you, but Ord's is like, these guys are amazing. And I'm like, yep, you're right. They are.
We're not, but I appreciate that, man.
We're total posers.
No. I mean, Coach is handsome, and, Nick has a hat, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Nick is way more handsome than me.
Romantics. I think we're all hopeless romantics, in a way, because if we weren't, I don't think we'd be on here. I think we all still have that hope, that we'll have, the Star Wars that we used to have and the Star Trek we used to have, and right now, I mean, we're definitely in the, in the dark times, in the times of the Empire, but I don't know. In hindsight, I think we should have, as far as Star Wars goes, I think we should have saw it coming. When we had Kylo go emo on the computer, instead of choking the guy out like his granddad would have, and the mind trick, Rey using a mind trick out of the blue, and forget Death Star number 3. Come on, I threw up my hands when I saw that. I'm like,
but Shellback, you're not wrong, and you and I have talked about this before. The fact that they have to retcon the films with novelizations to explain what was missing from the film, that's not the way that works. That's, in fact, to quote Han Solo, that's not how the Force works.
Yeah.
It's just we ended up in this weird place, right? And that's why, again, we're part of a community that can look at this stuff and go, what?
And the person he said it to, that guy had so much potential, and they turned him into a damn janitor.
Dude, don't even start me. Don't. I thought Finn was going to be the freaking next Jedi. It makes me so angry. I'm just like,
my God.
Okay. And then I was willing to go, okay, Rey's going to be dark side, Finn's going to be light side. It's going to be amazing, right? No.
Mm-mm.
I mean, and they had a perfect opportunity for, for lack of a better phrase, an interracial relationship and all that. But they just, so many opportunities were missed. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
No, you're not wrong, brother. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks, Nick and Coach. I love being here, bro.
Our pleasure, man. Absolutely.
Pleasure
Thank
having
you for
you on,
popping
man.
in, and you keep doing what you're doing. I want to hit these super chats real quick, and then I'm going to let Nick introduce our next guest, who is a friend of his. We are very glad to have her on board. Fat Steven Seagal says, Nick, you have a pretty mouth. Is it tailor? Is it tailor made? Hashtag pastry. Thank you, Steven. I don't care what you say about Nick. Keep sending us those super chats.
I just heard banjos.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
LR Dice sent a $5 super chat. The Last Jedi is where my heart broke. Hashtag Star Wars forever. I think that's a very common sentiment, LR Dice. Very well said. Thank you so much for your super chat. And then the one and only, the patriarch, Stephen Glenn, says, when Rey and the Falcon are in the same scene, I only see and hear the Falcon. If Brittany were playing Rey, perhaps it might have been the other way around. Someone give Brittany a blaster. So, and if you don't know, that is Nick's father and my pseudo-father. He raised me as well. We also have a super chat from Daryl Bell, who sends $5. He says, I call The Force Awakens because everything felt forced. No real character development. That's a really good thought, Daryl. I've never had that one as well. That's new. That's good. I like it. And then Thrawn sends a $10 super chat. He says, throwing out a bit of extra support before heading out. Again, great job with the documentary. Looking forward to your take on the history of LucasArts. Thanks for all you do for the community, guys, and that is our pleasure. So Thrawn, Daryl Bell, Steve Glenn, LR Dice, and Fat Steven, you are Echo Base Network, and this video is for you. Nick?
Brittany?
Oh. I can win now.
So for those of you that don't know, me and Brittany
nobody knows.
Yeah,
except for me.
Except for Coach. Me and Brittany have had many a drag out conversation, fights online,
Ruthless.
Over politics.
He's ruthless. Yes.
Cool chick, and even though we disagree a lot of the times, and she actually just started watching Star Wars a few weeks ago.
I got my baby Yoda.
And she got a baby Yoda, and she's so she's just kind of getting into this world and kind of learning about it and that sort of thing. And so she's on here tonight hanging out. Everybody put a 1 in the chat for Brittany. She's a new Star Wars fan.
Yeah, be
well, I actually don't even know if you're a fan yet. Like I don't even.
It took a lot of concentration for some of it. So I had to ask my friend just now what a blaster was because so I'm still learning.
Yeah, so she is like completely new to this world. Like,
Did you say goodnight?
No, I said gun.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I thought you said goodnight.
And so you haven't even finished Mandalorian yet, right?
No, and something's wrong with my TV because I'll pause it and then I know I have more left, and all of a sudden it's just gone to the next episode. So I'm pretty sure I'm missing quite a bit of each episode. So I'm gonna have to probably go back and watch some of it. But I think I get the idea.
So Nick, you're gonna have Brittany and another person come on who are first-time Star Wars viewers.
Yeah. So we were looking at bringing in first-time Star Wars viewers that literally knew like nothing about Star Wars onto the channel, and I did a political podcast with Brittany and several other people, and she hadn't seen it, and I have another friend that has never seen it, and so they're going to actually be on here next Saturday night, and we're going to kind of get their perspective is being kind of outsiders to the Star Wars universe, and kind of get their thoughts, and Brittany can probably touch base on a little bit of that tonight.
Can I follow up with that? So
yeah.
let's get this right. For everybody who are watching right now, He just said Brittany will be here next weekend.
No.
Because I see the chat blowing up. Like, oh my gosh. The prettiest person that's ever been on Echo Base Network or whatever. She will be here next weekend, guys. So y'all calm down.
I'm sorry, Coach. Were you talking?
Everybody's like, I wish this Coach guy would shut up.
So that's what happens when you come to a stream full of nerds, Brittany.
Loving it. No, but yeah, it's good. I'm excited. I'm guessing she's probably going to know more than me. My ADD keeps kicking in when I watch it, but it'll be fun.
That's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing, and since it's next Saturday, and you're, what episode of Mandalorian are you on? Do you remember what chapter?
I think I'm on chapter 14.
Oh, okay. Wow. So you only got like 2 left. So I'm gonna try to get you guys to try to, if you got time, to squeeze in the sequel trilogy before next Saturday, which are the 3 movies that Disney made.
Oh, you're giving me more work.
Yeah, well, you actually might like those movies.
Okay.
So a lot of the hardcore fan base absolutely despises those movies, but you actually might like them since you really didn't grow up and have a strong attachment to the characters and to the movies. You actually might like them.
Yeah, no, I've been told, like, whatever you do not say that you don't like episode 4 through 6 on that network. Like, do not do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're safe here.
Yeah.
Safe. But yeah, no, I liked episode 1 through 3 a lot. So.
Yeah, so she's actually a big prequel fan. She really likes the prequels. She did not like Rogue One much at all, or episode 4, right? The original Star Wars from 1977. But episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and episode 6, you thought those were okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Thanks, Mike.
I like the storylines, basically, with the characters, but the focusing on the battles just takes a lot of mind power. So I kind of phased out in some of it. I'll have to rewatch some of it, I think. My week's going to be busy, I think.
Yeah, but so after you finish Mandalorian, if you can finish it up in well, you only got what 3 episodes? You said chapter 14?
Yeah.
All right, so you got literally 2 episodes left.
Okay.
So that'll be like an hour of your time. And then during the week, if you can watch episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Which are the very controversial episodes that a lot of people don't like.
Already.
That would be good. So my other friend that's coming on, they're a huge fan of Kylo Ren's character. What's the actor's name? Adam Driver.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, so they're a huge Adam Driver fan. And so I think they're going to like the sequel trilogy just because he's in it, even though we absolutely despise the sequel trilogy. And like you said, you weren't really a fan of Rogue One or episode 4, which most people here love both of those movies.
Yeah, sorry,
but the thing is, nobody here is going to be like, oh my God, you suck. Like, get off the chat. So it's all good. Like, everybody likes stuff differently. It's
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think everybody has a different connection to it than probably newbies like myself. So growing up watching those is going to be different than when you're an adult watching the really, really bad acting and stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So what's been your favorite so far?
Which episode?
Yeah.
I think probably, I don't know. I liked 1 through 3 pretty equally. I didn't start to, I mean, I said to you a little thing, but it didn't start to grab my attention until the race in episode 1 when I saw there was a story being had, and I liked that. And yeah, no, I just liked following the characters and stuff. But when it came to like a lot of the battle stuff, I mean, I told you that in Rogue One, I had no freaking clue what was going on. I didn't know who any of these people were. I thought you steered me down the wrong path, telling me to watch that before episode 4. I was very upset about it. I have to rewatch some of it, I'm pretty sure. And I'll do it because I have no life.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know any of these people in Rogue One. I'm going to episode 4. I'm like, no, don't. Like watch Rogue One first. Like, it'll make sense later. Like, don't.
Yeah, whatever.
But you watched it and it makes sense now, right?
Sort of.
Sort of. You might have to rewatch this week.
I think I'm gonna have to rewatch some of it. I'm telling you, like my ADD was just I was dazing off in a lot of it, and then I forgot I was watching it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch some of it, a lot of it.
That's okay. That is okay.
That's fine. You literally have 7 days to get caught up between. Between
let's
now and
ask
next Saturday.
let's ask Brittany this. So before you started this Star Wars journey that Nick put you on,
Yeah.
have you ever watched a science fiction movie that you liked?
Well, I liked the Superman count.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Smallville, and then that got me into Superman. So I watched it a little bit backwards. But yeah, I didn't watch much sci-fi stuff. So now I want to go back and rewatch Big Bang Theory because now all the references might make a little bit more sense. So,
Oh, it will. Yeah.
I didn't know like the trap thing until now, so very excited about that. But yeah, no, I like storylines a lot more than all the other stuff.
Like the battles and
I was not into the battles. I'm a liberal.
Yeah.
No war. Peace, no war.
Oh my God, guns!
This is a violent movie.
She didn't even know what a blaster was.
Yeah.
Which is like to us, that's like talking about air.
No
That's like,
idea what a blaster was.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So after our political stream that I was on with her, like I pulled out my 300 blackout AR, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And I was like, "Hey, this is how we do it in the South, right here."
Yeah.
Like, gross.
Coming to confiscate that.
Yeah. and my boy Valiant Renegade, who's in the house, he's got that SIG hat on. SIG is a gun making company, and they're freaking awesome. He's also a gun guy down in Louisiana.
Cool.
Well, guys, is there anything anybody wants to say before we move on? Nick and I are going to take a few-minute break here, and then we're going to be back. And what say you, Nick? Are you want to do some Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for playing some. And if anybody has Dead by Daylight and is on Steam, and wants to
Join
jump
us.
on,
Join us.
send us a message and you can
Absolutely.
hop in and play with us. Brittany, do you
Absolutely.
play video games?
No, I'm probably going to take off.
You could watch Nick get stabbed to death and hung up
I
on
would
a
love
hook.
to watch that.
Yeah. I get killed pretty much every single time we
Very
play
much
the
going to
game.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
I jumped in because there was a couple of points brought up just before Brittany started, if you don't mind.
Sure.
That I thought were really good. We're talking about Last Jedi and how the character disconnects from one movie to the next, and this didn't make sense. And of course, everybody talks about things like, how did Rey do this and that? Two things to remember. One is that obviously, while this was supposed to be one massive arc of a trilogy, we had 3 disconnected stories written that literally the right hand was not knowing what the left hand was doing. I mean, that is now on the record. We know this for a fact, and that's a big part of it. But what I find interesting is this, and this was something that seemed to slip under the radar. There was, not that long ago, I believe, probably within the last year, somebody had run across what was alleged to be a treatment for the second movie that was put together by Abrams.
I have it.
Okay. All right. So we know what I'm talking about then. Great. Perfect. So in that, that whole explanation for, why J.J. Abrams deliberately had that line in the first movie when she fixes the Falcon and then she flies it perfectly. She knows everything. And then she runs up and Finn runs up to her and goes, "How did you do that?" And she goes, "I don't know." Well, we were supposed to find that out in the second movie because according to Abrams's treatment, that was supposed to be Luke Skywalker puppeteering her the whole first movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things that that's what was so frustrating. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I know probably guys like us that talk about it, we know that, but I don't know how many people in the chat have really caught that.
And they won't because they don't understand that when Trevor was talking about it, he's like, I cannot do anything that doesn't put Luke Skywalker at the center of this film.
Colin Trevorrow?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I always say that Trevor. Yeah, I always say it wrong.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
Trevorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know which one
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, no, you.
Yeah, it's okay. I always say it wrong, but that's what happens, and that's the position that we come from. Is like the problem is with more knowledge, you gain more frustration when it comes to what happened to the films. I mean, you know this. I mean, most of us know this. And the more that comes to light, and the more things that we read, and when you're exposed to the treatments, the scripts, the artwork, everything, the concept art, when you're exposed to all the things that were supposed to happen, you get equally angry. They actually equally is not the right word. You get exponentially more angry. How about that? That's probably what happened.
Well, the first time I saw The Last Jedi, I was with some friends that I had not been with in years. So, and we were both Star Wars fans. We went to go see it, and I remember kind of walking out the theater that night with kind of it was Star Wars, and it's like something was wrong with this, but I didn't catch it. The second night, the very next night, I went back, which was the night after opening night. I went back and I saw it a second time with my kids, and that's when everything hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was like, oh wow, so it's kind of like that delayed reaction. But I don't want to take up too much time. I did want to say, and I didn't expect this, Brittany, I think your perspective is pretty cool because you're coming in blind onto all this because you said you liked the prequels. You had never seen the original Star Wars movies. I'd be curious to hear more about what it was with the prequels that you really liked versus why you didn't get into A New Hope. Rogue One I can understand, and Nick, I get it. We all like to watch things like we understand watching them in chronological order.
Yeah.
What made Rogue One is so awesome is because the guys like us that grew up with original Star Wars, we already knew where Rogue One was going, and I think that's kind of what made it cool. You knew everybody in that movie had to die. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody in that movie, and they even had the
I hated that.
And the gold. Well, there
I
was
think I
no
should have
Blue
watched
Squad
them by
left.
their release
I
date.
they
baby.
did.
There was no
We
Blue
are
Squad
getting
left in A New Hope.
a series.
So I mean,
with
they
them.
had to go. So I mean, look, I think it worked. I liked it. I think it's the best of the 5 movies that Disney has made so far with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's why, and really the only point is I think that's why it has such an impact on us, and for somebody like Brittany, who has not seen all that. For her, it just really is like, okay, what is this?
Who are these characters? The whole time she was like, who are these characters? I don't know who any of these people are.
And you're also talking about a movie series that has spanned almost 40 years. So when you look at the acting style that we had in the prequels versus the acting style that we have in current theater and television versus the acting style that we had in the 70s, acting styles, this is any movie, it's changed over time.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's very hard for some people to go back, and it's like if we go back and we look at movies with Bette Davis and Lauren Bacall and stuff like this from back in the 50s and the 60s, it's a very different acting style, but they're still considered some of the greatest acting performances of all time. It was just a different era for the craft. So it's always a matter of personal perspective, but I'd be interested to hear more about what Brittany has to say when she sees all of them, and because like I said, when you're coming in blind, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you gotta come back next Saturday night for that.
We didn't scare you off, did we, Brittany? You're gonna come back, right?
Yeah. You got to brush up on your homework big time, Brittany. This
The sequel trilogies is like a box of chocolates.
It's not even close to it.
But they were all turd covered.
Yeah.
Is that why they tasted like that?
Look. I think you're right in a lot of senses when it comes to the thing that was supposed to fill in the distance between the other films. But man, I look that the Rogue One film was not what we were supposed to get. It was this new interpretation of something that was supposed to be there. And whether or not you enjoyed the film, which a lot of people did, I didn't think it was too offensive. I can't excuse it over acting styles. So, but we're all going to differ on our opinion, and that's perfectly fine. And that's the thing. This is the thing you need to understand about this community, Brittany. Since you're being introduced to it, I don't care if I disagree with Valiant Renegade. We're not going to agree on everything, but we agree on the heart of it, which is we freaking love the concept. Star Wars was amazing. At least.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
What is it that you guys, have such an emotional connection to? I'm curious as to where that what is that? Where it comes from or why?
It's the classic hero's story arc, and it's told so simply and perfectly. And granted, I do understand. I mean, that era, especially those types of movies, they do tend to resonate more with guys. That is the nature. Although over time, the stories have become such a genre-defining element that, it's crossed. You have so many women now that love Star Wars that, if you went back 40 years when the movies first came out, probably 95% of the audience, unless they had their dates with them, were guys. Now it's almost 50-50 going to see these movies. It's changed so much over. It was such a defining cultural piece. But I think that has a lot to do with it. And it's the same reason that, sometimes guys, we don't really like a whole bunch of rom-coms, but women love it because we have different tastes. We like different things.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it.
But we have so many lovely ladies in the fandom, though. It's
absolutely.
I think it's
like
more of a
Crip
case.
Socks.
It's more of a case
So many
of
people.
them not, it not being cool, quote unquote cool back then.
I think this is adorable, actually, like how passionate you guys are, but I think it's freaking adorable. So I love it.
Here's the thing. There are only 7 stories told in cinema or in any form of storytelling, and that's the thing most people tend to not identify with. And the hero's journey is the most popular of all of them. It's the epic storytelling, the opportunity to tell a story over a great period of time in which a character evolves and encounters difficulty along the way. There's no set direct line from A to B. There's always something to confront. So there's something different to be said, and of course, Star Wars is the retelling of 5 or 6 different stories. They're just told all together at once. So you have to understand that a lot of people think the primary influence for George Lucas for Star Wars was Fortress, but it was so many other stories. And but they're only ever, no matter what you think of, every story ever written is only one of 7 stories. There's no different. There isn't any. But if you do it well, then you have an epic. You have something that people appreciate. If you do it poorly, you have The Last Jedi. So it's this weird thing, and you can always see a disconnect between the writer and the concept that he's trying to create. And that's where we talk about writing talent, and we talk about those types of things, because the story should be key. If you fall away from the story, you lose your audience, which is exactly what happened in TLJ. You lost the plot. When you hear that statement, that's not just somebody saying, you lost the plot, you're doing a bad job. It means you essentially lost the story you were trying to tell. You no longer are within its framework. That's why in any genre, it doesn't really matter. You have to actually understand what you're trying to present. And in this particular case, because of the lack of consistency, nobody was able to present a story that was cohesive, or understandable.
Well, when you hire
when
you hire a guy who was interviewed saying that his idea of a good movie was where 50% of the audience liked it and 50% is going to walk out of the theater hating it. That is not a good business model. Even a freaking country hick from Missouri like me can understand this concept. Okay?
Yep. That's so true. Well, look, guys, I'm going to have to hit these last 3 super chats, And I'm gonna turn it over to Geeky Pixie to give us the final word tonight and close us out. I have a very special video to show everybody on the way out, so it'll be our super chat thank you video that we're going to do. Stephen Glenn says in a $10 super chat, what is funny is Brittany may be the only person on the planet that won't cry after seeing the final episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Nick should show her a fan response after she sees it. Thank you.
We have
Dad.
one. We have one.
We do. We got a couple actually.
Yeah, I'll send her the link after she watches it.
Yeah.
But yeah, she probably won't. Cry.
You know what we should do, Nick, is we should record her watch that video.
No, we should record her, or she should record herself watching the very final episode
Of The Mandalorian?
of The Mandalorian.
All right, just no. Well, okay,
And-
yeah, do that.
and
But
then,
I think, yeah,
and then do what you're saying, Coach.
she has to record. I think she's more likely to cry watching other people's get emotional.
I don't think she'll cry at all in anything.
I am dead inside.
Yeah, she's pretty hardcore.
All right. Stephen Glenn also sends another $5 super chat. He says, with these windows are set up like this, it reminds me of the Brady Bunch. Hail Tim Myers. Subscribe to his channel. Rogue One was great. Hail Mexican Iron Man. Thank you, Dad, for sending that $5 super chat. And CredSox05 sends a $5 super chat. She says, great stream. Love the vid. Second time seeing it. Next, we are going to see Nick blow up the generators in Dead by Daylight.
Yep, because I suck at doing those generators.
Geeky Pixie, I'm going to let you give us the final word, and then I'm going to play this super chat video for everybody on their way out. It's a very special one, so many of you have not seen before.
Okay. Well, I'll just promote my channel, I guess.
Sure.
I make tributes to like anime, movies, shows like that. I have a Discord where I do watch parties every so often. I haven't really figured out how to get it going yet. If anybody ever wants to like watch even anything with Star Wars, I'll do that to help people to get into the fan base. After the stream, I am gonna go live on Battlefront 2 and stream with my friend Snake and play some matches, kick some Jedi butt.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us. I want to say thank you to Stephen Glenn and CredSox05, all the people who have super chatted, all of our new members. We're up to 110 members, and we're blown away by that. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you for all of our members, our subscribers, and all of our guests. Tonight has been awesome. Thank you for making this a special night for me and Nick as we revisited our sequel trilogy documentary. Nick, I'm going to give you the final word, and then it's going to be this video.
Thanks to all the new members for joining. I hope you guys come back next week. We're going to have a great show with Brittany and another friend of mine that will be on here that's our first-time Star Wars fan, so we're going to get a different perspective, which I think will be really cool, and hopefully they'll have gotten to the sequel trilogy movies by then. Brittany, yes, maybe? Fingers crossed.
No pressure. No pressure. We can do the show either way.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for everybody for being here tonight, and to all the new people that just saw the documentary for the first time tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, share, subscribe, post it out, show it to your friends. Anything you can do, it helps our channel out, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, well, I want to tell everybody that we're so thankful that you're here. And there's a very special person that's in the stream right here that we definitely want to give a special shout out to. And this video is in honor of this person. We love you very much. We miss you. We hope that you're doing well. We know that you're watching. We know that you're listening. We know that you are with us in spirit, and it means the world to us. Everybody knows how impactful you are. Everybody knows everything that you do. So this super chat video, thanking CredSox and Stephen Glenn for their video, this has double meaning, and I hope everybody will enjoy it from the very bottom of our hearts. Once upon a time, a young man had dreams of glory, knowing that one day he would grow up and make an impact on the world. But he needed a name. He would take long walks in the wilderness to meditate. He sought out the wisdom of elders. He searched everywhere for this name. Then, while eating lunch at the local Chinese buffet, he opened a fortune cookie at the end of his meal. The small piece of paper simply read, M-I-M. Perplexed, the man asked the young waitress, "What does M-I-M mean?" The young woman responded, "Well, sir, you are the only Mexican who ever eats here, and to eat our egg rolls, you must have a stomach of iron. So I'd say Mexican Iron Man." The name resonated with the young man instantly. After a long period of time and many tacos, Mexican Iron Man decided it was time for him to suit up. But there was a problem. The tacos had a terrible effect on the midsection, and his appearance would not be one that would inspire hope and justice. So Mexican Iron Man decided that he would take on this new challenge to be an example for us all.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Next week, the return of Mexican Iron Man.
Oh my god, Mike.
We're all going to hell for that. We're all going to hell for that.
What y'all don't realize is that we do that to him all the time. That's a normal, that's standard procedure here at Echo Base Network.
Mike, I just want you to know I love you. I just in case you don't know, I love you. Man.
Oh my god, I damn near fell out of my chair on that one.
I just texted him. I hope he was up and still watching that.
He said someone's paychecks are getting cut this week.
He's too sick to do payroll.
He said, "Oh my God, cut power, cut stream, cut now."
Yeah, I just said the same thing, but I just was muted.
Oh my god.
That one was a more tame shot at him. We do way better than that. So.
Oh man, that's the first one I've ever seen. That was gold.
Yeah. Have you never seen a Mexican Iron Man in self-contemplation?
Oh God, I bet you're about to show me.
Don't please.
Let me see if I can get one real quick.
Here. Mike's actually in the chat. Stop.
I know.
Yes, we know. That's why they're doing it to him.
Yeah, like here. Let me see if I can get something real fast.
Oh, he's cracking up in the chat too.
Oh yeah, he has fun with it. He laughs.
Oh, I know he does. Yeah, he's got the same kind of sense of humor
He has a
I
good
do.
sense of humor.
Just dark, terrible, self-deprecating humor. Yeah, I can.
He is a vato loco for sure, man.
Oh yeah. Oh my God! I'm sorry. That video. I was like, does this thing auto mute? Because I'm about to freaking die over here.
I was watching you laugh, and you had me laughing so hard. He said, "I'm triggered. Racism."
Well, that's it. We're all getting canceled tomorrow.
I'm still looking. Oh, this one's good.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You know what you have to do? You have to pull up that episode of South Park with Cartman doing the Jennifer Lopez thing and "I Love Tacos" song.
No.
I think this one's better. Here we go.
No.
It's uploading. Give it a second.
Buffering.
God help us.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right, here we go. Mexican Iron Man, do you know how much you mean to us? We love you. We miss you when you're not here. We want to hear your voice. And I greatly anticipate the phone call that I'm going to get when the stream ends where you cuss me out. Here is your video. Thank you for all that you do. You are Echo Base Network. Oh.
Dig it. Yeah, we back on? Okay, we're back on. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
This is a regular occurrence here at Echo Base Network. He's our punching bag, so he's a source of entertainment. I'm never speaking to Coach again.
Well, what happened to Brittany? I thought she had something she wanted to plug.
Yeah.
Did she bounce out?
I think,
think
she left
so.
during the
Yeah.
first video.
Yeah, she left before
Yeah.
I even played a video. I think as soon as I started it, she
Yeah,
left.
I don't think she was there for that one.
So-
Culture, I
so-
subbed to your channel, brother. I'm gonna check you out.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Culture Casino is awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go tuck my children in, and in about 20 minutes or so, Nick and I will be dead by daylight. We love y'all.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much. This was a great night. So much fun. The best part of it is not you guys watching the documentary. The best part of it is all of us hanging out together and being a community. So thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm the coach. He is Nicholas Glenn. We are, and you are, Echo Base Network. We are out.
See you guys on the next Saturday night stream.
Be with you.